Hey everyone, welcome to another
Yo.
of Sunday Night Geekery, and clobbering times just landed on the chimney, so to speak.
Sorry about that, man. I had to run
No,
out for a second.
no worries, no worries. And we got the great Maddie's daddy with us.
Greetings, all.
What's up, bud?
Howdy, sir.
Good to see
Good
you,
to see you as always.
So everyone's getting ready for the holidays. I've got my countdown clock here, which is Tigger Hallmark ornament, of course, because you got to have.
Nice.
Of course, the glare is not showing me that it's
Nice.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, Courtney. Look at Courtney's here. Look, and
So
Eric's here.
Yep,
Yep.
Eric.
Hell, Courtney. So we got 5 days of Christmas. If you could read this, let's see if I make it. Full screen. Let's see if this works.
Tigger.
The glare.
Good old
Well,
Tigger.
you got to trust my word that it says
I trust
5
you.
days, 5 minutes, and 51 seconds.
Likely story.
Oh, there we go. With the light off, actually, you can see it. So it's a Christmas Hallmark Christmas countdown clock for the tree. But they should make a stand for this sucker so you can keep them out during the year. But see when Christmas is coming.
Wow, can't believe this, man. Tom Brady got blown out. 0. He got zipped.
No way.
He got zipped. It's about to be zipped. Yeah.
Oh, it's.
I don't even follow football that much anymore. But that to be beat 9-0.
Well, I'm looking at my fantasy football screen, so
Watch
I know
him come back and win the match. With 3.
Yeah.
No,
3:24 left. Yep.
Unless they're gonna, no, they're still got to run the ball clock out. So he's gonna find a way to win that. Ugh.
Yep. So why don't we say hi to Zax, who was in the chat first at an hour earlier. So I don't know if Zax is still here, but hail Zax. And it's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. So Courtney, great to see you. It's good talking to you the other night. Eric K, of course.
Here we go with the bots already.
Alrighty, well, Eric K is here, so I'm sure he'll
The mightiest wrench who ever wrenched.
Yep. Oh, and that 70s is here. How's it going, 70s?
Oh, nice. Howdy, sir. That's 70s.
Yep. So if there we go. Eric K, I'm sure got him and reported him and zapped him. Yep.
Iggy Pop. Wow. No one has ever told me that I resemble Iggy Pop.
You could do an Iggy Pop, I think.
70s.
Maybe.
Okay.
With the hair. With the blonde hair, long blonde hair, maybe.
It's time to get back in shape.
Well, Iggy's in fantastic shape, but on the very skinny and slim side, shall we say.
Yeah. Well, 5-6 years ago, my boss came into my cubicle and said, "Did you walk to work today?" And I said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And he said, "My wife dropped me off, and then she called me later. My son was freaking out because she said she saw Thor. He saw Thor walking across the street." Of course, I haven't worked out in a couple of years, so I've lost the muscle. But that was a good compliment. And I've aged a lot being a dad. But it's
Dude, you don't look a day older than me, brother. And I haven't seen you. I saw you a year or so ago, something like that. Maybe a year or two, maybe.
No, I think it was about at least 2, maybe 3,
maybe 2-ish. Yeah. It's been that long.
No, I think it was 3, Clobby.
Are you sure?
Wow.
You came in. I got to see you for 5 minutes at that. Oh no, we got to go have lunch at that Parans that you like. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Parans, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I always thought Iggy was in great shape. So Courtney's saying, take the darn compliment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a compliment, so thank you. I thought I was being maligned, so thank you. I will take it. I've been told I look like people, like when I was very young, like when I met Clobby in my early 20s, I was told I looked like Carrie Elways, which was a stretch. I looked more like him back then. We've sort of diverged as one. But
Hail, Dadman.
Hail, Dadman.
When you first met you, I thought you were Steve Rogers.
I was once told that I look like Chevy Chase, and I don't see anything there. Well, Courtney really likes Iggy. Courtney, I've seen him. I've seen images of him. I don't know any of his songs, so I apologize. Hail, Dadman.
Hell, how are you tonight? Good to see all you gents.
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, and the don't do resemblances, but I love doing voices like Beavis and Butthead, like the great Clobby there does. So, but punch it, Beavis. Hey, so I'll be Butthead and he can be Beavis. Would that work? So
we're gonna score.
No, I'll tell you what. You talk about people that think you resemble something. When I was a kid back in the 70s, my dad looked like Charles Bronson in the heyday, and
nice.
Go by the pool as a kid and see all these women come out. It's like they were all hitting on him, and like it's just like looking back now, I know what was going on. He didn't do anything, you know. But
he didn't know either what was going on.
But you know, he did. I did as a kid. I was like, oh, all these ladies like my dad for some reason. Hey, and you know, the charm.
That's
so
funny.
it was hilarious everywhere he went. Him and his brother, they both resembled Chuck Bronson, and it was a big thing. Me,
Did you feel safe growing up as a kid too? Because I mean, if your dad looked like Charles Bronson, I mean,
yeah,
you know,
I was
the Death Wish
safe
movies in the 70s, right? Or 80s.
Well, he would even save my life because one morning I insisted going out at the pool at 9:00 in the morning, which was way early for him. I just learned to dive head first the night before. Well, first dive out right in there, and I'm bobbing up and down uncontrollably. So I'm having to get a breath of air every time I come up, but I see him. He's looking at me. I know he's ticked because he's got to take the cigarettes out, got to take the keys out of his pocket. Then he finally gets me in there. So he had an early morning swim too.
Yeah, make your dad save your life. Horrible.
Yeah, I know. I blame it on my sister because they're the ones that got me apparently into Trilogy of Terror when they shouldn't have.
and look how you look to this day. I mean, it's been horrible. You've had to go through many rounds of plastic surgery.
Yeah,
but
look at you.
Exactly. I got good
at least
teeth.
You didn't
though.
lose your hair. You got good
that
teeth.
and the teeth. Yeah.
That is a terrifying. Although it kind of looks like a chocolate-covered raisin or something with hair on it, but
California raisin.
Yeah,
with a couple of eye specks. Yeah.
Yeah. And Dad Man Walking is a great name, great handle. I was trying to think of something like that for mine, like The Walking Dad, but then you came along with Dad Man Walking. I just realized that's Dead Man Walking, and I was in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You know, the funny thing about that whole story is this started a year and a half ago when I first started playing Fortnite, when everything was shut down and I was getting miserable going to bed at 8:00 at night and 9:00. And it was my daughter, my youngest daughter. She's like, well, Dad, start playing with us. And so I jumped into, that's how I got introduced with Fortnite. And she asked me what name I wanted. I just said, well, just call me Dead Man Walking, because I'll just go out there, get shot, and y'all keep going. And so but she couldn't do it. So she dropped the E and she said, I'll make you Dad Man Walking. And apparently there's a number of Dad Man Walkings out there. So she had to come up with a number. 55 is just what she used. So.
Oh, okay.
Not when you were born?
No, I'm not that old. No, wow. I don't know why she picked it. I'm just lucky it wasn't 69, you know, so it's,
man. When was the last time?
Hail to Captain James T. Skywalker.
Hey, man, when was the last time Tom Brady didn't score a point?
What, did they get shut out tonight?
Yep.
Wow.
That might be a NFL history. Go ahead.
They're going on to Jaguar level like that.
Well, you know,
go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to say Captain James T. Skywalker is here. And he is a very... I think he's been here for every one of your streams, or
great
pretty
guy.
close to it.
And
so,
Clobby's too.
And he always, and Captain, I have to say, you always have something nice to say about Maddie, and I just want to let you know I do appreciate your kind words, and so thank you for that.
Indeed, got the James T. Skywalker.
Yeah, well, I think Tom Brady. You know, I think that. When you have to inflate the balls to the full, you know,
or deflate
PSI, I call the deflatriots. I'm surprised
a lot of people. I've heard that. No, maybe
you heard it from me.
No, okay. There you go. I mean, I've heard it called the cheatriots, but
yeah, I've heard that one too.
Yeah, deflate gate, but yeah, he did deflate them slightly. Yeah. And it was so minuscule, the deflating, that it didn't mean much. It was just in his head. But of course, he got away. Yeah, he didn't really get away with it. They caught him, but yeah.
It's Courtney Fellowship of Oddballs. If you're wondering what we're talking about, I had a daughter who was born just before I joined the stream, and this is her, and her name is Maddie, so I'm Maddie's daddy.
Hey,
and she's kind of like everybody on Clobby's Saturday Night Star Trek. Everybody would start asking how she's doing, and is she walking yet, and all that kind of stuff. So
no. More importantly, is she watching Star Trek yet and reviewing it?
Yes. She really hated that last episode we were reviewing.
Yeah,
said, Daddy, this one sucks. Why'd you like that one?
Yeah, she gave it 3 bottles down. But she does like. I posted this on Facebook, and I also told Mark that night before last, we kind of snuggled and watched the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is a classic, and she liked it. And my favorite line was when Ebenezer Scrooge, played by the great Michael Caine, walks up to Kermit, aka Bob Cratchit, and said, "Here are today's evictions." And Kermit says, "But Mr. Scrooge, it's Christmas." "Very well, you may gift wrap them." Thank you. It's Courtney.
Very good.
That's very kind of you. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, it's both Clobby and Mark have heard me talk about this before. Thank you so much, Courtney. She's wonderful. I'm so lucky to have her. She's always smiling. She's always laughing. I wish I could take some. Hey, Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, howdy. But I'm very lucky to have her. But I can't wait till she's old enough that I can tell her that I got on Ancestry.com a few years ago, not for the DNA, but for the genealogy. And I have both an Ichabod and an Ebenezer in my family tree back in the 1700s.
Great name.
As well as a woman that was burned as a witch, as you guys both know. So, yeah.
She didn't float.
Yeah. So so thank you, Courtney, for the kind words. I definitely appreciate that.
What's so neat is to hear your
she's my entire world.
It's so neat to hear your stories about that with your daughter, because I mean, it's funny how time flies. You don't understand it till you have your own, and now mine both are adults now. And I remember the days around Christmas watching videos cuddle up and stuff like that. Those are precious times, and I know you'll find a name along the way with her, and you'll find something in common, and you'll come up with a good name too. You're about the kind of to your point. Now we live in a time where I'm lucky, because when Clobby's kids were born, there were no cell phones or Mark's either, for that matter.
Yep.
So, but I video everything she's got, every first that she does, and so I send her emails, not every day, but very often, saying, "Hi, honey, this is the first time that you walked," or "This is the first time you called me daddy," or whatever. So it's a great time in that regard that we live in. So and I'm doubly lucky because
things. Yep.
and she is always laughing. I was open. She's only been walking about maybe a month and a half. I was standing there with the refrigerator door open, looking for something, and she walked up like between my legs and saw the door open and felt the cold and saw the light and went,
"I see the light."
And she just started laughing, and then she grabbed a mustard squeeze bottle. It was still had the seal on it. And she's running around. She's running around the living room, laughing, holding this. So, I'm sure your children all did those as well, but you weren't able to document
simple things in life, right?
No, we weren't able to document them, but we had still pictures at the time, but it's not the same. But like a story, I was at work one day, and my wife said she saw our firstborn came in. She was like, "Mommy, I helped cat box," and she noticed cat litter on her and stuff. Okay. Walked there, saw cat litter on the floor, and then a whole bunch of cat litter in the toilet. So I helped the cat box, and it's like, yeah,
That's
you did.
funny.
So Mom had to clean that one up.
Well, she was trying. She was trying.
Yeah, she was trying. Can't get mad at him for that.
One thing that I'm very lucky about is when I say no, she stops what she's doing and she doesn't cry or throw a fit, and she finds something else to do. Fortunately, because she was 2 seconds from throwing my cell phone into the toilet last week. And I said, no. And she looked at me and brought it over to me. And so,
I've told this story before, probably what I did with my dad's, had a 65 Corvair. red
nice.
red Corvair, and which was safe to drive at that point because they put the Corvette suspension in it. And he never drive it, or he wouldn't drive it that much. I said, Daddy, I was like 3 or 4. Like, Dad, he's telling me this story years later. I'm like, Daddy, why don't you drive your car anymore? He's like, well, it's out of gas. You like to be a smart, just to say, oh, it doesn't have any more gas, So I said, well, Daddy, where do you get gas from? He's like, well, you get gas from places where there's lots of sand, in the desert. So the next day, he said, I came back and I said, Dad, I put gas in your red car. And he's like, well, where'd you get that? I said, well, in the sandbox. So I took all the sand that I could from the sandbox. And back then, the cars didn't have gas caps that locked. And I filled the car up with sand, in the gas tank. He said you could see. Yeah, he said he could see the sand, where I put it in.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's funny.
But he said he couldn't get mad at me because I'm like, now you can drive your car now, Dad.
You're trying to help, yeah.
I was trying to help.
They basically had to lower the tank off of that thing.
We ended up selling the car, so he sold the car. Yeah, because you had to take the tank out and drain the tank and change it.
And the stories get better even as they get older because my kids took karate as they were growing up. And my oldest one day, I went up to her and I was just going to give her a hug, but I just went and just put both hands on her shoulders from the front, just really hard. She put me on the floor in 2 seconds because the reflex with the knee coming up to the groin area, it was them. I couldn't get mad at her because she did what she was trained to do. Hey.
Yep.
Courtney, you did the DNA thing. I was actually talking about the genealogy, which is even more interesting. And you said you're Irish and Scottish, which I found out I'm part Irish. My original Irish ancestor was James Logan, which for a time was, as some remember, was Wolverine's actual name. Was James Logan. But also I found out that I'm English, which I never knew. My father thought he was Dutch. And I showed Claudia and Mark that I actually come from aristocracy, which is really weird because my grandparents were illiterate, redneck dirt farmers who were so dumb they got lost on an expedition to find the West Pole. So I always,
be kind.
To be kind, yeah. But I have an ancestor who was in the Revolutionary War. He was a Lieutenant Mitchum. My surname.
So how did you do the genealogy? It was through like a service, or was it?
Well, so Ancestry.com has 2 things you can do. They have the DNA. You spit in a tube.
Yeah.
And it comes back, and says you're part this and part that.
Yeah, I did that one. Yeah.
But there's also a thing you can do where you can do the genealogy. So basically, you put in your name and where you were born, all that stuff. Then you put in everybody that you know, your parents, your uncles, grandparents, the date and the place, and then stuff will start coming in because it'll go out and search and it'll say, hey, we think we found your great grandfather. Yeah. And it'll present you the information and say, does this sound right? And pretty much, what you're doing is you're looking at it and saying, well, the town is right and the dates are right. Yeah, that's got to be my great grandfather.
It makes sense, right? Yep.
Yeah, because my father was born in Logan Store, Rutherfordton, North Carolina. And so anybody from Logan Store, Rutherford, North Carolina, named Mitchum at that same time, it's going to be my great-grandfather.
It'll fit, right? Yeah, it fits.
So I was able to find stuff all the way back on my father's side and he never knew he was English. I found, what was her name? Alice Culpepper. That sounds like a Southern name, doesn't it? Alice Culpepper. 1490, so 2 years before Columbus sailed. And then Sir Thomas Rich, first baronet. I have no idea what a baronet is, or even what the first one is. And I have a photograph of a painting of him from the 1500s. That's very cool, Courtney.
That's cool.
I hope to hear about cool things that you find that you didn't know, because you probably will find them. Sir Thomas Rich's granddaughter moved to the Massachusetts Bay Colony, to Ipswich, in 1600, or the early 1600s, and in 1632 was hanged as a witch. So these things are very interesting to find out. So I always, because of all this interesting stuff I found, and A lot of them you won't find photographs of, although there are 2 drawings from the Civil War of 2 of my ancestors, which is really cool. But you'll find a lot of records. You'll find birth certificates, death certificates, deeds to any land that they may have held, military records. And the only pictures you'll find are of the tombstones, but it's still kind of cool. So I definitely, when I was growing up, only people and last names. No, that's probably... I think that all the people that have the same last name are in fact related if you go back far enough. Because you have to remember, if you have 2 parents and you have 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16, 32, 64, 128.
Yep.
And you're only 128 ancestors, you're only back about 100 years, 120 years. So, and a lot of names got changed because for various reasons. A lot of German people changed their name when they came over after World War I or World War II. A lot of German, Ipswich. I said Ipswich, yes. I don't know anything about it, but I assume you do. I had a friend named Liz Vince in high school, and she was Da Vinci. And her ancestors changed the name from Da Vinci to Vince because they didn't want people to know they were Italian, because Italians and Irish were very looked down upon at a certain period of history in the late 1800s. So,
yeah, we had family that did that on the German side around World War II. Yeah. So I think a lot of people don't realize that, that happened back then.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Italians are actually put in internment camps, too.
Yes.
Parts of the country. Yeah.
I'm surprised
wasn't just the Japanese. Well, because my mom's side's all Italian.
Oh, that's right.
Off the boat. So I did the DNA thing, too, and some of the genealogy. But my dad's side's a mystery because that's in Switzerland. So I haven't have to go there and just get the records and get all the names. But on the Italian side, we went all the way back. And one of my cousins did a huge deep dive onto the family histories. But the ancestry stuff's amazing. But the Italians were put in in California and in camps. So I always bring not to minimize what happened to the Japanese, but also shouldn't be forgotten. It wasn't to the same scale, but people were put in camps as well. The Italian heritage. So.
Well, they were built for the Italians. That's why they were ready when the Japanese were put in when World War II broke out. They basically just took the Italians out, conscripted them into the service, and put the Japanese in. And I think we may have talked about this before, but the old commercial, and Dad, man, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but they used to have a commercial, anti-pollution commercial, with an Indian. He's paddling along, and he gets out in the.
Yes, I remember that one.
And he wasn't Indian; he was Italian. But in New Orleans, in Clobby, what was it, around 1910 or something, when they had the biggest mass lynching in U.S. history was Italians in New Orleans, when a New Orleans Italian man was found not guilty of murder, and so they went and just started, Marcus, an Italian stallion,
I had my spaghetti tonight. Yeah.
I don't know the year, so.
Yeah, but it was
hailed a punk waddle.
So this guy suddenly decided that he would be safer as a Native American. Yes, Ipswich, Massachusetts, and I just found this one in England. And I saw, was that 70s?
70s is here, yeah.
70s. If you haven't made the connection, I'm also Steve Mitchum. So because we've talked
confused by the name,
yeah, also known as. So anyway, hail punk waddle. So yeah, if just to conclude on that topic, if you haven't done your genealogy, I think it's I think I just renewed for $178 for a year. I think they have 3-month and 6-month plans. So if you want to do that, I would just talk to your parents, your grandparents, get all the names, everything you can find together, and then just do a 3-month or something. And you may find some really cool stuff like I did. So.
And I warned all the murderers in my family that my DNA was going there to make sure that they didn't. They were hiding. If you've heard those stories where they caught some people through the DNA test because they were when the people tested in their family, that was actually traced through some subpoenas or court orders that they found actually some murderers through. Some of these DNA services, which is good and bad. And the other thing I've been hearing too is a lot of people are discovering a lot of half brothers and half sisters that they never knew they had. Go figure.
Yeah, well, it's
So, like,
but it is part of who you are. I mean, it doesn't reflect.
but
It doesn't reflect on you.
no, but I mean,
know, like,
you could. There can be some surprises. Like we had my mom was like one of the relatives. Just say Uncle Joe. It doesn't matter the name. But Uncle Joe had gotten a woman pregnant, and then she lived in the same town, and the kid looked really a lot like Uncle Joe, and but you would never, back in the day, I guess it was just kind of covered up or ignored, or I don't know. She thought maybe they gave him some money, gave the help the kid a little bit, but yeah, it was a different world. Yeah,
Robert Mitchum. And you younger people may not know him. He was the original Hollywood bad boy, the first guy to do drugs and stuff. He was in movies with Clobby probably knows him all. He did movies with he was in the original Cape Fear. He was in some movies with John Wayne. He was in one with Marilyn Monroe. And I always asked my father, are we related to Robert Mitchum? And he said no. And my grandfather said yes. His son was suggested to me as a connection on Facebook, and his son looks just like my dad, so we got to be related. So you will probably find cool stuff like Courtney said you never know with those Italians. If you guys will remember this, if you watch old movies or old TV shows, the cops were always Irish. Right, there was always Sergeant O'Flannery, or what was the guy in Batman? Clobby,
Chief O'Hara.
Chief O'Hara. Yep. That's actually historically accurate, and the priests were all Italian. And the reason for that is because when they came over here, they along with the former slaves were all competing for the lowest paid jobs, and they were all looked down upon, and there was a lot of violence done. So they joined the clergy and the police force. As a way to be protected, and it worked. So when you see those old things with Sergeant Mooney in Superman the movie, I'd listen to this man. That stuff has a historical, and that's why there was a John Candy movie where his oh wow, I've never even heard of that one. 70s is like. He's like Phantom Outsider, like all knowing,
he knows his stuff,
all seeing. Yeah, I mean,
I love Rio Bravo with Robert Mitchum and John.
Rio Bravo, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, so the only things I've ever seen him in were Scrooged, very appropriate for this time of year.
Yeah, it was.
And he was the narrator for Tombstone, one of the greatest.
That's right.
Remember the beginning? Yeah. So.
Wasn't Robert Mitchum Admiral Halsey in the classic Midway movie?
Clobby, you know that one?
I can't remember now.
Because I believe you could be right, but I couldn't swear.
Was he in Run Silent, Run Deep? 70s.
He's been a lot of stuff.
Blazing Saddles.
I will check for you.
Yep. 70s. That's true. But we'll take but we don't want the Irish, and it was And now that I find out that I'm part Irish, I'm part of it, Irishman. But it doesn't bother me because I'm not that close to it. Now, if you say something about Italians, here's something that's cool, and I hope everybody can find this kind of stuff. My great-grandfather was from a small town that's on a ridge in Italy with only 1,300 people, and they have a Facebook page, and I joined it. And I said in my poor Italian, with the help of Mr. Google, that I hope to take my daughter there so she can see her roots. Well, Courtney, you're Irish. You also could have been in the mafia too. So that's another that's another thing that both parties went into. But because I found out the town through Ancestry.com, I found out it sounds like I work for them, but I don't. Since I found out where Castelluccio Valmaggiore is, and I found that they have a Facebook site, and I said I hope to take my daughter there to see her roots one day. These people are wonderful. They're like, our lost son, it'll be such an honor, for you to come home again. And, nobody there speaks any English. And, io capisco un po' italiano, ma non molto bene, which Mark probably gets that. I said I speak a little bit of Italian, but not very well.
Not very well, yep.
But these
I can't speak either, but I got that, yep.
Yeah, or you speak Spanish or French, you could probably, so.
Yeah, pick it out, yep.
Yeah, so I would definitely, if you can... Courtney, you consider yourself Italian based on the fact you're race. You may find that you're things that you did not know. There's a woman There's an beautiful African American woman on YouTube, and there's a lot of people on YouTube unboxing their DNA tests. This woman is gorgeous, and her stuff was all about makeup. And then she did one about where she found out what Bill Halsey, okay. This woman found out that she was part white and threw a fit. She was so angry that she was part white, and her viewership fell off a cliff. And all the comments were like, "Oh, you want to see the face of racism? Look in the mirror." So a lot of people will find out that you may be things that you don't know you are, but to get upset about it is stupid because what I'm going to tell. Yep. Because Maddie is Filipina, she's Spanish, she's Hawaiian, she's Italian, Irish, German,
Norse god,
yeah. And I'm going to tell her, I'm going to say, how do you make the best cake? With the right amount of everything, the right amount of salt, right amount of sugar, right amount of vanilla, and that's what Maddie is. So, Teddy Roosevelt is one of my relatives.
Wow!
I found this out, which I'm not, and by the same token, so is FDR, which I'm not a big fan of FDR, but yeah, and as I told Klobby, one of my ancestors in the 1800s. Wrote a petition to be included in the official family registry of Daniel Boone. So that one I'll take. I'll take that one over FDR.
Daniel Boone was a man.
Yes, a big man.
He was a big man with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he.
Yeah. Although unfortunately he was really like 5'7", which back then was.
Yeah, but what's his name? What's the guy's name? Plays him? Fess Parker.
Fess Parker
wasn't no 5'7".
No, he was a tall guy. Yeah, that's funny because I watched the first episode of that on YouTube, because I'd seen it as a kid, and the other guy, not Fess Parker, but in the beginning episodes, that he had another sidekick, and they
Buddy Epson was on there, wasn't he?
No, you're thinking of Davy Crockett. Yeah.
Fess Parker, sorry.
But he had this other guy who was a sidekick for a while, and they meet Mingo, and the guy says to him, "Injun, wear strange paint. No have feathers. What tribe him?" And Mingo says, him mother Cherokee. But my father was from Oxford, where I was educated. And then the guy turns to Daniel and says, "Educated, ain't that fancy for learning?"
Oh, I got to ask 70s. He figured out how this is inside baseball stuff, but VLC, which is a video program, to automatically take snapshots, because I was showing, I clipped the movies to show on Toxic Tuesday. So you gotta let me know how you did that automatically. 70s. There's extra beer in there for you, because I'm pressing the key every few seconds when I see a cool screen. But we're doing the original Die Hard 1, or Die Hard without a number on Tuesday night channel. So that should be real fun. He's got a big panel set up for that one. So
you got a big panel for that one. Cool. And but you're the showman there, because you bring the actual show. Without what you bring, man.
Thank you. Yep.
That was a series that I really liked. The second and third movies, especially the third one, I thought was underrated. But it's a great series. And then after that, it fell off the cliff. So
I really like the second one a lot.
Yeah, I did too. You and me only, buddy.
I kind of like it. I mean, it's not bad. I think the third one's better.
Well, I love John Amos as the colonel in the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, or the major,
Yeah.
the major. Yeah,
Major, yeah.
That was all. I love the whole plot device and the whole setup. It was really, I was interesting. I heard y'all for a few minutes talking about the plot, the political jabs that were at the time, which is disappointing, but still, as a movie, it was really a good movie, and I thought they did a great job with it.
Agreed.
No,
I've always loved it, but it's not. And again, the third one has more flaws than the second one to me, even though I still like it. But
I think that I really like the second one. I think it's hard to do a good sequel, because a lot of the charm of the original movie, of any original movie, is meeting these characters for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you know them, it's hard to do something that's not just a copy of the original.
Right.
I also really like William Sadler. What a great actor. I mean, he was in if you take him, and my father was in the Air Force, and I always thought that all of his Air Force buddies, all the brass, they all sounded like they were from the same town. They all had the same accent. And William Sadler did that. But he was also, don't forget, he was in, hey, Tim Stock.
Tim.
He was
Tim.
also, he played Death in
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah. And then he was in the Shawshank Redemption. Remember Shawshank Redemption?
He also played the father, Man on a Ledge. Do you remember Man on a Ledge?
I never saw Man on a Ledge.
It had one of the guys from one of the Terminator movie. I can't remember the actor, and the actress is one that said stuff. I have to look that up. But he was the dad in that. It was actually a good movie if you ever get a chance to watch it. So it had Ed Harris in it also.
Oh, we got another visitor, Eric K. I'm sure Eric K is listening, and
Eric K will
zap him.
Yeah.
He
was also in he was the president in Iron Man 3. President of the United States. Yeah. So
interesting.
Really good actor. Because you see he was in a Steven Seagal movie where he played a slimy little politician. And he's just you almost don't even he was in The Green Mile.
But at the time I saw him in Bill and Ted, I was fresh off of him from Die Hard 2. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell? And this guy, and then he was so hilarious in that role as Death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, no way. Yes, way.
Tim's bringing up the Spider-Man movie. I guess there was a big movie out this weekend.
He was great.
We're not giving no spoiler. We're not giving you spoilers.
I'm not listening.
La 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 la.
Hey,
but here's a cool William Dafoe figure.
If Clobby liked it, I'm going.
Well, blame me if you don't like it. That's see.
So here's the
That's not what I meant, Clobby. I meant if you liked it, I will like it.
I don't know. We disagree on a lot of stuff, buddy.
Yeah, but you're a lot tougher than I am. That's why we disagree.
I think you're way tougher than me when it comes to reviews. I gave it an 8.5. That's pretty good, though. Huh?
That's amazing for you, Clobby.
Is it amazing or is it spectacular?
Nice.
Yeah, I saw it tonight. So,
great,
hey.
You saw it tonight, Dead Man?
Yeah,
I had criticisms, but I also really, really enjoyed it. And what I do love even more beyond that is how it's destroying at the box office. It's almost worldwide, almost to $500 million already. Was it 3 days? It's insane.
So 600 million about, yep. So that's huge.
Well, yeah.
I'm still probably a bigger fan of the original Sam Raimi ones, especially Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I mean, yes. And this incorporates all of them together fairly well. So I think you might enjoy it. I don't know, man. I look beyond some of my qualms with it and really had a good time. That's all I will say. No spoilering.
Okay, plays Doc Ock.
Alfred Molina is really good.
Alfred Molina. I've never seen him from everything from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Everything. He was really good in the Mel Gibson Western, Clobby, based on the James Garner TV show.
Maverick. He was in Maverick.
Maverick. He was great in Maverick.
And they made a movie of Maverick. Yep.
Great movie. Yeah.
Throw you the whip.
Yeah, because a classmate of mine was actually in that movie as her first. She never had a big career, but I remember the local paper, so and so was going to be in, with Mel Gibson. She had a bit part. And she did some acting roles, but so it was pretty cool at the time. But yeah. So I guess we're not going to give any spoilers, but we can say that Clobby liked Spider-Man. Dadman, you were kind of a little bit on the fence.
Dadman hated it.
No, actually, I didn't hate it.
I don't know what he thought.
I didn't. Well, it's like I've told y'all before. When it comes to multiverses, I have a hard time getting into that concept because a lot of, it was interesting. I will say it wasn't my favorite movie. It was not a bad movie either. And Defoe was awesome in that role. I think probably one of the things.
Follow me.
I'm trying to not say spoilers,
follow
but
me.
Clobby, I felt more like Doctor Strange at one point, how things have to be, and it's kind of where I was like, torn with the movie a little bit when that stuff started happening about halfway, 2/3 of the movie.
Can't say what, but yeah.
Yeah, but I like the way it ended though. It kind of set up for something going down the road.
We do get the Mego Spidey in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Although I will say I sat there watching the whole time wondering what Clobby thought. So
I mean, these aren't spoilers because you've seen the trailer, Steve Mitchum.
Did you really?
No, I'm joking, but I'm showing my Christmas ornament. So we got my Iron Spider. So some of these may or may not be in the movie. So here's my Iron Spider, which I know it's not my favorite.
I hate the Iron Spider, but that does look good though.
That's pretty cool. It's actually metal too. This thing's got some heft to it. Yeah. So this is a NYCC Comic-Con exclusive.
I don't like the whole being Iron Man's reward.
Spider.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man was about a guy who was like us, who he couldn't get a break. He couldn't find a job. He couldn't get a girl. And life was tough. And whereas
this movie's all about that. So yeah.
So here you go. There's your classics, but this is my first Spidey Hallmark ornament. Yep.
And in my opinion, best costume design ever. Everybody else before him was pretty much a strongman costume. The tights and the wrestler shorts and stuff. But the design coming down the chest, from the arms continuing down the chest to the belt that stops at the belt, very, very creative at the time for Jack Kirby or Steve Ditko, whoever designed it.
Mostly Ditko. Kirby had help with the design. And the thing about that is most characters came with capes and stuff. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, as I said, what's fun about this armor, you can hook this to the tree, and he kind of looks like he's, swinging from the tree, which is fun. So
that is cool.
We've seen a lot of that in Fortnite lately.
Yeah, a lot of that in Fortnite.
I want to see Mark's Christmas tree. I'll bet it's spectacular.
Well, we did show it on. Were you on that show that I showed all the pictures, or I can show a couple pictures again tonight. But we got.
But you're right, Steve. That is that's the second greatest costume right there. But
I got Jameson. Yeah,
Spidey is probably it's in the top 3 or 4 easily, and way at the very, very top of the greatest superheroes costumes. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Batman at his best, Superman at his best. This one, I mean, it's like just there are a lot of great ones.
Let's see that, Mark. You showed Jameson there. Let me ask this question, and feel free to not answer it, Clobby. Okay, since we're not doing spoilers, what did you think of the way they did Jameson in this one?
That's the only thing I hated.
Okay,
that's not a spoiler because they did it in the last movie.
Oh, okay. Because
I was like, the internet person, basically.
That's
crazy person in the basement. Yep.
That's the version newspaper guy expect. But
that's Jameson to me.
I mean, he's the guy that plays him is so good. I mean, he's like,
he
stepped off the page. I mean,
Spider-Man is a menace. Well, Clobby can do the voice much better than me. But
Spider-Man is a menace.
Yep. And then we've got the.
So Captain James T. Skywalker is asking the final costume. Does he change costumes in the movie? Is that what?
Well,
James T. Skywalker is
potentially.
It's possible, but we're not saying anything.
Gotcha.
And Goblin does. Well, we're going to say we get Goblin in the movie.
Real he's Goblin in the costume right there.
That's the original, the classic.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Hey, that's really good, Clobby. That's really good.
Thank you.
Clobby does a lot of great impressions.
Yeah.
Not Johnny Carson, but everything else.
Actually, Johnny Carson called and said, I really think you should keep doing that, Johnny Carson.
That doesn't sound anything like Johnny Carson, but
Johnny disagreed with
your Scotty is spot on. Your Scotty is the best I've ever heard.
Well, you're too kind, and now I can't do it for Save My Life because you told me
that made you self-conscious about it. Don't think about pink elephants.
Yeah.
See, I hate when they do that to Spidey's costume. That's a good figure, but the one, the other one is so much better because I can't. When they darken the blue, aggravates me.
Yeah,
I agree.
So this is it's a cool figure hanging. So I have this in the shelf in the family room. Yeah, but that's.
Also, we were talking about
very articulate.
Too much of the articulation aggravates with some of these figures too.
Yeah,
they do the yellow spandex.
The middle joint. I never liked the middle joint. Although this guy is superposable, though he's got.
Well, at least Spidey, you can understand him being.
Like even his feet, you can. poses feet here.
Hey, these things make great artist dummies, artist mannequins.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because those wooden ones that you've seen, they don't have nearly the articulation. So you can't do a superhero type pose with those traditional ones.
There's a Spidey clock, and it plays the cartoon song too, which I love, but can't play that here because that'll zing us. It'll zing us. Yep.
I'm going to step out for a moment and check on Maddie. I will be back.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yep.
Yeah, I almost got in trouble on one of our streams because I have that little Ghostbusters card that had part of the song on it. It's like,
you got to sing it. Yeah.
Dude, when was the last time Tom Brady not only got shut out, but this is the first time in the history of his career we just found out that a division rival swept him.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? The first time ever that happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is something.
Well, I had the Tampa Bay defense, so I still got 9 points off my defense.
By the way, and here we are in the passing era, and no team scored a touchdown. That's also rare.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow.
Who beat them? The Saints or the
Saints?
Saints, yeah. And then I play fantasy football, so yeah, to pick you'd never pick that defense to be.
Well, at the risk of getting kicked off Mark's show is how about them Cowboys today?
Well, I want the Giants to just lose to get better draft picks. So that's
well, we keep saying that down where I live, and it's not working.
I'll say it. Yeah. How about them Cowboys are going to be one and done in the playoffs like always?
Yeah, exactly. You notice they beat up only on the teams in the East. When they play anybody in the AFC, well, they get crushed.
The Lions actually won today against the best team in football. So,
wow, that's a shock.
So, I miss football. I actually miss it. So sometimes I still look over there and cheat and just kind of watch a little of it, even though I'm giving it up.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. Well, like the Urban Meyer thing, I was watching that for a little bit this year. But oh yeah. It's been an interesting 4 months down here. It's talk about drama. It's like, geez, if he, you wonder if he did the stuff in college because it was.
Urban Meyer's overrated, dude.
Oh, I know. Well, when he first did the stunt when he was leaving Florida the first time after Bama beat him in the SEC championship game, and he was quitting because of health or whatever, then the talk was about him coming back. I'm like, no, let him go. I was going to hire the defensive coordinator at that point because, if somebody quits on you like that, you just and it's true. The next year it was like his year in the NFL this year. He was hands off. Everybody did it. It doesn't work, He never really fit in down here.
Well, you get a new coach next year.
Oh well, my team's over in Dallas. Sorry.
Well, they'll be in the playoffs and they'll get knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. Clobby said it first.
It's nothing against your fans. It's just I can't stand Jerry Jones.
I'm with you because the whole handling of the Landry thing was bad, and then the fact he couldn't just put the ego behind and let Jimmy Johnson just do what he wanted because they were on top of the world, with him. And I know
it's like he like sold his soul to the devil for 3 championships, then he could never win anything ever again.
And to your point, one game in the playoff, and when they have made playoffs in recent years, had home field advantage. Green Bay always beat them, or somebody else always beat them in Dallas. And it's like you'd think you'd win one home game at some point.
I don't think they've won a playoff game in 30 years or something.
It's probably since the 90s, I would think.
No. And haven't been in many either.
No, they haven't. So, but
well.
So we might as well show some tree pictures. We can talk and have tree going in the background. I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah. Those are nice pictures of your tree, Mark.
Thanks. Yep. Anyone want a Jason Giambi ornament?
Oh gosh, Jason Giambi. Well, Mrs. Dadman just made a bunch of Santa Clauses for a quilt party that we did recently, and they're decorating our tree now.
I'm glad to share the tree, Courtney. If you don't have a tree up, so yep, this is a couple years ago, last year's tree, I think, but lots of ornaments you can probably pick out if you look close enough. With I showed it a few weeks ago, but not too. There's quite a few Star Trek, Star Wars, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer ornaments on there. So as we talk, we can have those flying through. Yep.
Well, usually what we do around here is Mrs. Dadman ends up making the ornaments every year. This year it's a bunch of Santas.
Wow.
1 year she didn't make them. We used the amiibos, the little characters for the Nintendo, the Wii, and the Nintendo things.
Oh, Nick is here. Oh, Nick is here. So I didn't see Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick. Hey. Sorry, I hope you weren't there for long. I
it was only like a minute. Hey, Clobberin, I know obviously it was optional, but I'm still apologetic. I couldn't make it earlier, even though it was totally optional. I really wanted to.
That's all right, bro.
The life happened. But cheers, had to be here. And guys, I just opened up a bottle of 16-year-old vintage ale. It's supposed to be aged, meant to age. So hopefully this is good. So
all right,
you'll let
we're
us
gonna
know,
find
right?
out. Oh, we're gonna let you know.
Nick, I've just had the pizza in your honor. So hey.
Oh, cheers!
Very
Cheers
good.
to pizza.
Wait! Somebody dialed 9-1 and just wait, let's wait. See what happens.
16 years old. Yeah.
Hail, Nick Weiser.
Hail.
By the way, guys with long hair, so out of fashion.
Oh God.
Well, once you don't go in style, you never worry about going out of style.
Right?
Nick, in my head, I was still thinking I had hair down to my elbows, and I just realized it's not really there anymore. But
no,
it just works for Nick. It just works for Nick. Yeah.
Eric is saying, the Swiss side, they actually put live candles on the tree, real candles.
Wow.
And it doesn't go well a lot of times. They have they have fires and stuff, but real, friends and relatives like, why do you have all these lights? Come on, we gotta have real candles. Like, keep the real candles away from the tree.
Mark,
just totally crazy.
Well, especially if you have pets around or small children.
Yeah.
Mark, do you have the Die Hard ornament where it's McClane crawling through the air conditioning duct?
I've actually clipped, and Nick, we got to for Tuesday night. We got to I've got some of those reface videos.
Yeah,
and I actually found a clip that someone had. It was like office decorations all done. They put like a box on the wall with a cutout of Bruce Willis and put tinfoil around it to make it look like he was crawling through the vent into the office. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I clipped it.
It was like so hysterical,
dude.
It was like.
I got a badass ugly sweater I'm gonna wear for this coming Toxic Tuesday. It's Die Hard related. I got the best Die Hard advent calendar you guys are gonna see ever.
Nice.
It's gonna be huge. Like, it's gonna be huge, and it's gonna be great because for those in the chat, this is gonna be like a Clash of the Titans style Die Hard Toxic Tuesday. We got obviously Tom Connors, who's been with us for the R2 diehards, so he's coming back for round 3. But we also got Comics Division joining us and Quarter Black Garrett as well. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a monstrous panel of epic colossal proportions. So
excellent.
We're the goal to make the biggest Toxic Tuesday yet. So
that's one of the movies we usually watch each Christmas. And that reminds me, I need to get a box of Twinkies this week.
Nice, dude. Get your Twinkies in, man. Get your Twinkies in, Dad, man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we all should buy Twinkies and eat Twinkies on the screen. Yeah. Send that out to everyone. Yeah, tell them you have to show up with Twinkies.
So, Nick, will you be saying the line? I won't use the words here, but no effing S, lady. Does it sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Great line.
Damn right it will. Damn right it will. There's no way. There's no way.
That movie is so quotable.
I know, right? It really is.
Well, I started using a line in Fortnite when we're playing Fortnite and somebody's chasing. And I don't have a weapon yet. And I finally get a machine gun. I run out now I have a machine gun too. Ho ho ho!
I'm seriously considering doing a show about the most quotable movies, not just favorite, the most quotable, Steve, because and that's easily in there.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Clobbin. That's a really good idea.
Somebody just saying, do we have to?
Oh yeah, and many others.
Yeah, we have to cut our feet up too.
I love the Agent Johnson. No, the other one.
Not related.
The other one.
They have one of the best movie martial artists is in that movie, and he does know martial arts. His name
Al
is
Leong,
huh? That's kudu. If I had a hat, I'd take it off to you, Clubby. Yeah, Al Leong. Great.
You told me his name.
Yeah, he was in Big Trouble in Little China. He was really and Brandon Lee actually did the history of his father Bruce Lee's martial arts evolution in one fight scene in Rapid Fire. Brilliant guy. Al Leong. He's the guy that eats the Snickers bar.
Yep.
Remember that?
Oh, he's also in Lethal Weapon.
Oh, Nick Weiser doesn't know that one. Oh,
I don't.
He was also in Lethal Weapon, dude.
Nick, I'm also Steve Mitchum. A couple of people didn't know that Maddie's daddy and Steve Mitchum are the same guy.
I did not piece that together. Well, nice to officially meet you, Steve.
Nice to officially meet you.
You just blew your secret identity. Now,
right?
how are you going to fight crime?
No, you blew your cover. So now, so we got the Dads Among Us panel here. We got the literal dad man, Clobberin, and Mitchum, and Marty. We're all. This is a panel of dads. I love it, dude. Is that Ham awesome. That's Ham from Toy Story?
Yes, it was Ham.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dads make the world. Yeah.
All I gotta say is, guys, cheers to the dads. Cheers to the dads. Yes,
absolutely.
Here.
Cheers to the dads.
Yep.
Cheers to the dads.
As I have my young one next to me. What's up?
Apollomy, thank you for asking. Maddie is wonderful. She gets a bigger sense of humor every day. She laughs more every day.
Nice.
I'm the luckiest dad.
Nice.
Nick, she finds everything. She'll just pick something up and go,
it's fun, right? Yep.
Well, and the only time she ever cries is if she wakes up and I'm not there. But every other time she's just happy.
That's awesome, dude. Steve, that's amazing.
She has one word that she like. I've told Mark and Claudia before that I was speaking to a friend in Chinese, and so for her first words other than mommy and daddy was "Gao Xian Xian," which was Mandarin.
That's the only word that she, the only word that
she'll pick up languages really quickly, but the only word that she knows now is car. She'll point at you and say car. Everything's a car. But so.
Oh, that's funny.
So I'm so happy to be part of the dad group.
Yes. Cheers. You're always welcomed amongst the dad committee.
Thank you, sir. And
my youngest when she was little was the one that would find if you had weaknesses in a nursery, she'd find them. But one time they came back and told us about it. We're like, well, you're the adults. You got to watch out for them, because she somehow got behind a wall with something, got it from back because they were trying to keep the kids away from it. But she found a way to do it. So when she becomes an adult, we didn't realize she comes in one day wanting information to get a 1099 from Twitch because she had already gotten monetized on Twitch. We didn't even know.
Did she know what a 1099 was, or
they just told her to get monetized she needed whatever, and we're like, what?
Mark, that Yankees stocking is great.
Thank you.
I love the Rock'em Sock'em too.
Dude, Rocka, right? How can you go wrong with Rock'em Sock'em robots? Yeah. I'm just saying.
There's something here for everybody. Except Mrs. D.
Yeah. She got to put her ornaments up this year ahead of time.
So is Claudia
she's like, you're not going to have enough room this year. I'm like, watch me. I'll fit them all.
Dude.
I think
Mark, you did great.
Needs to sing that line right there. What? The Eric K's comment there. You need to sing that one for us, Claudia. These are the dad's side.
Eric's on fire tonight. Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't want to run everybody off my singing.
These are the dad's I know. I know. These are the dad's I know. You asked for it. Your fault.
Yeah, there you go. Great job. Is that Picard? Yeah.
Thank you, Courtney.
Follow me.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
Happy
birthday, youngster.
Happy 50th.
If we could sing, we would sing happy birthday, but you might not like that. Coming from us.
Happy birthday.
Mr. President. If you get enough people singing, it sounds good. If there's a crowd singing, it sounds good, Yeah. Happy birthday, Polly.
We got it all covered here too, as far as dads. I mean, Nick's a dad, and he's young enough to be my son.
Is it?
And I would be honored if you were,
dude. Yeah, I was just saying, you're my dad too. It's great.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah,
you're my internet dad.
you wouldn't want me as your pappy.
You're my internet dad. It's official now.
Honored. I'm honored, brother. I mean, son.
Yeah, but that'd be a cool dad. Lots of comics and toys.
Does that make me an uncle?
Oh yes,
I've known
Yep.
Clobby since before.
Since before.
I'm trying to think of a second.
like the land before time.
BC
Since 1980,
before Clobby.
Since 1983. Let's just come out and say it. Since 1983.
Well, I've known Clobby since Hitler was in art school. Let's put it that way. I was trying to think of Return of the Jedi.
That's true.
Not Return. Yeah, just
That's
before
about
Return of the
then,
Jedi
yeah.
came out.
That's right.
We saw that. Yeah, we also saw the Michael Keaton Batman movie together at a midnight movie. Yeah, me, him, and Minimus.
I have to say to you, since like I say to my normal son all the time. My actual son, he's not normal, of course, he's my son. I say, hey, I ain't too old where I kick your ass, boy.
Yeah. My dad always told me. My dad always had the Cosby line. I brought you in this world. I can take you out. So
when you said my dad always told me, I was half expecting Clobby to say, "Get out." Lex Luthor from
Mr. Smoker, when I was 6 years old, my father said to me, "Get out." Before that, I said, "Son, never mind."
Oh, you've got the Island of Misfit toys and Peanuts. Man, this is just getting better and better.
Wow.
I've been collecting ornaments for a long time. Yeah.
Will you adopt me?
There's some more. There's Rudolph. Yeah. And my mom makes customized ornaments, so she'll that's been her thing. So she'll send away for ornaments and do things like the kids' driver's license, or if they're playing a sport or football or something, she'll put like the year on it and their name and stuff like that. So it's she does all these custom ornaments. Yep. Don't blink. Yep.
Well, the lovely Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hello.
Lovely to see you, Sharon.
How are you tonight?
Welcome.
Well, like I said, Mrs. Dadman 1 year made like 500 Japanese paper birds, and then she made a paper balls 1 year. She makes all of her ornaments usually. It's amazing.
Not that one.
Hey,
that one?
Enterprise,
yeah, you Trekkies, but for Star Wars, Mark, you have a Slave One on there, right?
I have Boba Fett's ship. I don't
Oh
know.
no, it's always Slave One.
Why
hey,
is one
listen.
of them in the seating position? I can't see anything else.
That's why. Well, actually, Mark, last night in a store, I cannot believe I saw this. It cost $150, so I'm not buying it, but
I thought you were sending it to me for Christmas.
Okay, well, maybe for you then. But it was a big, probably about 3 feet long. It was Boba Fett's ship, but the box actually had on it titled Slave One.
Still, right?
I could not believe what I was seeing.
That's
I almost
racist.
bought it.
Wow.
But it actually
That's
still
problematic.
Yeah, I know. I was expecting it to say Boba Fett ship or whatever thing they did, but I was about to buy it just for the box.
Wow.
Mark, your wife is lovely, sir.
Thank you. Yep.
At least
She
I
puts
assumed
up
that
with
was
me.
At least I assumed that was your wife.
That was her. Yeah, she puts up with me. Yep.
And your
So,
girlfriend is not.
Yeah. Let me share. I have pictures of just the box. This is not as good, but just the boxes. But it's always good to have some AV going in the. You don't have to look at us, right? Yep. I don't know why I'd got a Jason Giambi one years ago. Or I'd always used to go to Hallmark. You go to Hallmark after, after Christmas, and you get all the $2 for the ornaments or $3 sometimes back in the day. So, so that was and people would like buy them for me too, which was fun. So then you end up with multiple sometimes.
Dude, that Hulk box. I didn't see the Hulk ornament on the tree. What?
Yep. So that's all That's all the ornaments laid out, and I keep getting.
Is that Jason Giambi? That was Jason Giambi. Nice.
Yeah. There's got to be a Jason Giambi collector.
Yeah,
out there.
you were trying to pawn that off, weren't you?
Yeah, I'd sell that one. Yeah. That's a fun one, the Star Wars one. Yeah, where you push the button.
How long is it taking you to accrue all this?
Well,
junk. I mean,
probably since the
2 weeks.
since the
Few weeks for sure.
since the 90s. Yeah, started collecting in the 90s. But we always like Christmas ornaments were always kind of a fun thing with the family, and like I said, my mom would have those custom ornaments, or just handmade ornaments. Like you go to the church, Christmas market, you'd always try to find that handmade stuff or something nice. So it's always been a lot of fun. And then of course when Hallmark started coming out with these the genre ornaments. So the 1990 or 91 was the first year they had the Enterprise, and I've told the story many times, but I didn't buy it because I was in college and was foolishly spending money maybe on beer instead of Christmas ornaments. And that one's probably the most valuable one, I think, in terms of trying to buy it. It's maybe $100 to $200, or for years
Dude,
it was like
that's a
crazy
nice
expensive.
Fett.
Yeah, the Boba's really good. Yep. And I didn't buy it that first year, but my second favorite my favorite ornament's the shuttlecraft Galileo. So you push the button, it says Galileo to Enterprise, Galileo to Enterprise, Spock here.
Nice.
Happy holidays, live long and prosper. So
Nice.
I always push that. The kids, everyone gets sick of it because every time I walk by the tree, I push that button. So they're like,
that's such a dad move. I love it. It's such a dad move.
And the one I got a couple years ago at Comic-Con, it's the ISS Enterprise from the Mirror Universe, and it plays the quote from the end, and it plays about 30 seconds to 60 seconds of the quote, where Clobby and Steve can do.
That was my favorite
I shall consider
ornament ever. That one from the Spider-Man before that one. That was.
Let's see which one.
That was two before. That one. That I had that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a sacred ornament of mine. I remember. I don't know what happened to
one
it.
I got.
Oh man, dude!
So I pulled them off the tree for tonight.
Pose.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know what year that one is, but that's an old one. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the 90s, if not early 2000s.
Yeah, it's gotta be 90s. Yeah.
At the earliest. God, that's cool.
Well, thank you, Courtney. Yep. At least see one person thinks it's cool. Just kidding. But it's funny because it's like a joke in the family. Like how much all of this all these ornaments and stuff. But and Clabe I know has that one. He's got the Superman lunchbox. But it's kind of a fun. It's a fun hobby, and it's great part of the season.
You beat me to it. I was like,
I have no collectibles except for gifts that people gave me.
Yeah.
Or when I worked on the Dark Knight game, Warner Brothers sent me the toys and stuff to make the 3D Batmobile and Batman stuff. But as far as like all this cool stuff, I don't have anything. I have a Luke Cage Funko Pop, which I don't buy, but a friend gave me because she got it signed by Mike Coulter. But you got all the cool toys. Where does he get those wonderful toys? You knew that was coming.
Yep. Yeah. Even got Jonathan Archer. Yep.
There's a cutout scene. They cut out the shot right after that where he tells his henchman, "Go ask him."
Oh, I think I saw a TV cut where they had that put back in. I think, like they did with Superman, where they put in the Lex playing the piano while they're lowering this test
the
marker
babies,
down.
feed the babies.
Yep.
You must have been a beautiful baby. Yeah. What happened to us?
Does not do laundry.
Yeah.
I am Klingon. I will not listen to reason.
I am not a merry man.
I should have played. We had that last night geared up. Play after the fact. Mark gave me that clip. I should have been able to play it during the show. I'm so bummed I didn't do it.
Hail the great Stuart Mitchell.
Voyager.
Oh shit!
Dolly had braces, buddy.
Hail Stewart. Hail Stewart.
So now we have our two required Scotsmen here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We got 70s and Stewart. And Stewart also, like Captain, always has wonderful things to say. I'm just It's a great community.
Wah, 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 wah,
All the
wah,
good
wah.
people drift over to Mark's channel. I don't know
Indeed.
what it is.
See,
Thank
it's
you.
just, it really be like that, Mark. You know,
Yeah.
you're gaining the peoples coming your way. We're
Nick-
gonna get
Well,
you
you
more.
guys are helping. Yep.
We're gonna
Thank
get
you.
you
Appreciate
more
it.
on Tuesday. We're gonna get you
Yep.
more for that Die Hard panel. That's gonna be seriously an epic Toxic
Yeah, we should
Tuesday.
hopefully I'll pick up a few subs from that one. Yep.
What-
we got to do a lot heavy promo. No, just
What
kidding.
What time is that on Tuesday?
Oh, 9 Central, the usual
10
time.
Eastern. Yep.
Yeah,
right.
it's
Y'all keep sending Mark subs, and he'll start working me more for overnight Fortnite.
Yeah.
oh,
Already
good.
calling my. I keep joking that he's my third shift supervisor.
Yeah.
When it comes to Fortnite.
I love those rock'em sock'em robots.
I mention Mark's channel every chance I get. I'm trying my best to get more subs.
Thank you. Appreciate
It's
it.
a
But
fun- it's a fun
it's fun
channel.
hanging out. It's fun
Yeah.
hanging out with you
God,
guys.
that
I
is
really
so cool.
appreciate it.
Oh,
That is a fun one. And it actually works.
dude,
I mean, the heads don't pop off, but you can actually. I don't have it out of the box yet this year, but you can actually push the buttons, and the arms actually work. I mean, not that well, but
How old is
That's
that?
that's a new one. That's a within
Oh,
the
it's a
last 10
reissue?
years. Like, I mean, it's a Hallmark. No, it's actually a Hallmark.
Well,
ornament, so.
they did come out with that again. The toy.
Yeah,
again,
they
like
did. Yep, they
2
did
years
make the
ago?
toy. I have that too. Yep. The toy is smaller though. The new toy is
The
scaled
new
down.
version's
It's about
smaller. Oh,
it's smaller. It's about like 80 to
That figures.
90%. Yeah, so they saved on the plastic. Yep. My son was playing it actually. Friends visiting from college, and they broke out the Rock'em Sock'em robots. I have it right in the shelf in the other room.
Nice.
And they're playing Rock'em Sock'em, and I was showing them how to. They didn't know how to put the robot back into the. I'm like, you put the toe in first, then push down. That was the trick.
Punkwaddle,
But,
are you
it's a
from
classic.
Harvey? Punkwaddle mentioned the Houston. Is Punkwaddle from Louisiana? He mentioned the Harvey floods.
I thought he was from Texas, but he may be originally from
Well,
Harvey.
it says Houston and Harvey, so maybe Harvey is a place.
Harvey was a
Yeah.
hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Houston.
Harvey was the one that just sat over there for days, and it had
Yes.
so much of it inundated the same
Yes.
spots. And I guess Houston's in a bowl, I think, if I'm correct. So it's like
Yeah, it
it's
is.
already low. We know where for the water to go.
And sorry about that, Courtney. Yeah, we know all too many people have lost, like, a lot of cool collectibles and things. And
Mhm.
Courtney was saying she lost a lot of vinyl, unfortunately. And,
Ooh.
and I know, like, down in your way, Clobby, the great Mark C. lost a lot of all his comics years ago.
Yes,
One of the bad
and
hurricanes,
the
right?
2000 No, actually, it was the 2016 flood,
Oh, it was
which
2016
was
flood?
the worst flood in 500 years.
Whew.
Here, no,
Wow.
that's-
Wow.
It was that was where he lived, Steve, out the Denham Springs area.
Yeah, sure.
It was just that was August of 2016. It was that was horrific. That was where they had to come up with the Cajun Navy was kind of conceived of at that point, that tons and tons of people with their own boats going and rescuing people all over the state and in other states. But that flood was unlike any ever conceived of down there. It was horrific. Not a hurricane, just an unbelievable flood.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do, right? I mean, once your house starts to flood, there's nothing you can.
We were
you
stuck
know.
home like 6 days, Jim, my son and I here, and the water got higher than it ever did. I had to pull. At that time, we had just his car here. We pulled it up into the yard and came close. But we didn't get water, but we were stuck for a long time. And most
So
people
you were surrounded, basically. I'm
Oh,
guessing, right? Then kind of thing. Yep.
4 or 5 days, whatever it was, 6 days.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
and, my mother's house is maybe 5 to 10 minutes from Clobby, depending on if you make the lights. And it never even lost power, Clobby.
Oh yeah,
That's weird.
that's weird.
So,
Wow.
It was weird. Well, Mark C lost about almost his entire collection. I mean, it was water was up to, just like a lot of my relatives who lived out there. It was pretty much past the roof.
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty
Horrible.
scary. Pretty
That's
scary.
it's horrible. Yeah.
I had friends I didn't hear from, and I was like, oh boy, His name
Well, yeah.
heard from.
It wasn't quite as scary as Katrina and Rita, but it was after that. It was right up there with that and Isaac. So yeah, in my lifetime anyway.
I drove through Katrina from Florida to Baton Rouge. Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. You go to the gym, you're working out, you're good. Your guns are getting big. You think, hey man, I'm getting huge.
Yep.
And then you drive through Katrina. Back to life, back to reality.
And all those poor people at the tornado that just went through Kentucky and other states. Yeah, so just everything wiped out.
And that's really a lot scarier than a hurricane because you get days and days and days of warning of the hurricane, even though you can still lose a lot. This one, you get no warning from the tornadoes and stuff.
A few minutes if you're lucky. Sometimes, you can't save anything you're doing. You can go into your, if you have a storm cellar. Some places, friends in the Midwest tell me they have like a place you can go for tornado. It's not a full basement, just like something that can go underground just to get.
Well, it's like in Florida, you don't have basements, so you just have to find an inner room and get shelter there. But like to Clobby's point, though, is with all the hurricanes, the worst part are the tornadoes that spawn up. Because there's one time when the kids were really small and they were terrified with it. And it was like all night, the tornado alarm went off again and again, and it depends where you are with the coast. When they come off the Atlantic, it's really bad. So those are scarier, especially at night.
And hail, Pat S. Welcome. I hope you weren't in the StreamYard too long without me seeing you. Sorry.
Yo, man.
I'm here to confess.
Okay, what's your confession? No spoilers on Spidey.
I fell off. No, I didn't see it.
You did it in the library with the candlestick.
I fell off the wagon tonight. After Wrench and 24's stream, I stopped in at my friend's Christmas party, and he had an open bottle of Gentleman Jack Daniel at the bar.
Ooh.
And I started having a couple drinks, and the next thing you know, I'm watching football. And I'm ashamed of myself.
I did it. I did a little bit of it too. I actually watched a little bit of it tonight, dude. And I shouldn't have.
You watched Brady lose?
God! I watched Brady die.
Watch him get blanked. Turn the ball over 3 times and not score.
Oh, he had 3 turnovers too. Yeah.
I think it was 2 or 3. He fumbled and he threw a pick. I don't know if he threw another one.
Oh, man, it was amazing.
And he wasn't playing the Giants. Wow.
It was like old times, guys. I really had a good time. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to stop after this, but I'm going to. I'm going to go to a meeting Monday morning, and we'll figure it out.
Well, we're here for you now. Here's your intervention.
You have to watch on YouTube.
You got Clobby to help.
Fortnite.
We're not here to judge.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. The next thing you know,
Clobby's here.
I'm watching highlights on Mondays. I'm reading articles. I'm going back. I'm getting. I'm joining leagues, and
I think he's talking about the same wagon I fell off. Almost sort of fell off. But I watched a little bit of it though.
I give you credit, Clobby. I didn't think you'd last that long.
Oh, I'm not back on really, but I did turn it on and look at it a little bit. But I could do that. It's just I'm not really. It's kind of fun to see that happen to Tom Brady, but the NFL won't be getting me back.
No, Clobby, you do watch college ball, huh? You do watch college ball, right? Because I watch college ball. It makes me feel a lot better.
I was always more of an NFL guy, but I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I like the college game now too. I got to say.
At least with the college game, you got the kids who want to be there, and their hearts are fully in it. They're just there to play and win the game. Like they're in it.
They're about to start getting paid, dude.
Yeah, Clobby's right because they just FSU had a guy that ditched them for Jackson State, where Deion Sanders is, and apparently there's some kind of this image and likeness thing that's going around now, where the players can get money now.
Oh yeah,
University of Tennessee has something for all their linemen. It's going to be interesting the next few years as this grows and expands.
Oh Lord.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, because I remember hearing the story of one of the famous basketball players. Is like the kid was down at the tournament, and I think it might have been Florida, doesn't matter where. And he went to, he's like, they're selling my shirt for $80 a pop. He's like, I don't even have money to buy McDonald's. I mean, some of these kids are, pretty poor. And of course, we know that a lot of the boosters, donate money, and there's a lot of illegal stuff going on, quote unquote. But technically, they can't even make money. It's like they're selling my shirt with my number on it, and it's selling like crazy, and they don't even get get a cut of it. So at least they're going to get something.
And the video
such
games,
a small percentage.
I think the video game
games,
football games were also where a lot of the debate started. Because years ago, number
we got
15
someone
for the University of Florida was one.
I took care of
Thank
it.
you, Nick.
Yeah.
Yep. And,
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, but it's not going to be, not every kid is going to benefit, but at least the high profile kids will, and maybe they'll get more, be able to get more of a stipend.
Well, the thing's going to be the effect on recruiting,
Oh, yeah.
It's already hard enough with the schools compete up with the big four schools that are winning every year. Now it's, hey, it'll be interesting.
Mark,
I think it's
a mod.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Make me a mod. Because
Are
I
you
was
in the
able
chat
it did let me block it. It did let me block it, though I'm not a mod. I thought that was a mod thing, but
Are you in? Just say hello in the chat.
Hey, Zach.
yeah, I wrote the letter A. So
Mark, you can
here
get
we
it
go.
from where you're sitting.
Yeah, I'll get it too. Yep. Let me add Nick too. Yep.
I'm trying to do it, but my computer is so slow.
it's okay, man. We get the more of us, the merrier.
Yep. And then report the person. Yep.
Yeah, you're
What's up, Zax?
Your channel has become the nexus of all bot attacks in the universe.
Oh, dude, we were getting botted last week on Toxic as well. It's just a phase. I think I saw it happen in Clobberin recently as well.
Yep.
Yeah, on the because I was listening in last night to the Star Trek stream. I think I saw a little bit of it going on.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Eric.
they're everywhere.
Eric will zap a bot faster than
Eric K said, "Sorry, I was getting ice cream, but I got it." That's a good reason. You got ice. Did you?
Wait, you got to tell us what kind of ice cream was it? Peanut butter and chocolate?
Flavor?
Was it vanilla? It wasn't vanilla, was it? Yeah, it's got to be something really funky. Yeah.
Eric K is the wrenchiest wrench of them all.
I want to know what flavor you got, Eric. I want to know.
Yeah, guts to know. Yeah.
I got
Yeah. Well, all right. So my favorite ice cream is Baskin Robbins peanut butter and chocolate. I could, if I had to go to a desert
reasonable.
island,
That's
that's my all-time favorite. And second place would be like, Carvel ice cream cake, I guess too. But that's not really an ice cream. But what's your favorite ice cream, Mr. Mitchell? We'll go around the horn.
It'd be a toss-up between mint chocolate chip, and I don't have a preferred, manufacturer, or a Rocky Road. So,
Steve, well, you ever had a real cold Georgia style mint julep, huh? So sorry.
What are you quoting, Clubby? That's
McCoy from This Side of Paradise.
that's right.
Jim boy. Remember when he was talking because he was taken over by the spores? Jim boy, you ever had a real cold Georgia style mint julep, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry. Chocolate mint though, where it's tough.
Chocolate mint. That's your favorite?
No, I do like it though. I said Rocky
chocolate
Road though, Shucky.
Mint chocolate chip was one of my two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Either that or Rocky Road. So put another dime in the jukebox. Yeah.
All right. So what's your favorite ice cream, Clobberin Times? Is it orange?
I can't pick a favorite. What are you
All of them.
I want them. Well, no, I don't like the one I don't like anything with pecans in it. Yuckola.
Oh yeah, that's gross. You don't do
like
pecans.
Rocky Road has nuts. I don't want any nuts in my ice cream.
Nope, that's against my religion.
Yes.
What's your favorite, Nick?
Okay, I had this one. It was a salted caramel gelato, and it was the absolute stuff of legends. I didn't like it.
Who
It was one of those things like I buy the tub and I eat the tub when I bought it that day, and it happened almost every time I bought the tub. And then my heart was broken. And they stopped making it.
You eat the tub. What about the ice cream?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He said he ate the tub. I'm like, would you save the ice cream for last?
Apparently that stuff's addictive though.
Just
that salted caramel.
Flavors.
And it was
Dude.
salted. I'm wondering who
salted caramel.
Who assaulted it?
Oh.
That's my wife's favorite, the salted caramel.
That is good. That's one. Damn, I can't pick it. I do like. It's tough to pick a favorite. You can pick ones you like. I mean, do you ever have Bluebell can be good sometimes. Bluebell banana
Bluebell's
pudding
good.
ice cream. Bluebell banana pudding ice cream is.
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, these places have all these fancy mix-ins too.
Uh-huh.
So they do like they'll mix up the ice cream and with cereal in them, which I know people appreciate. I think a long time ago, Nick Weiser had sent you some of the some pictures or something on Twitter, tagged you or something. It was like ice cream mix-ins. It was like Captain Crunch, and there was like a place.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yep,
and it was like Captain
remember
Crunch and all these other like ice cream.
Some do gummy bears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I speaking of cereal, I'd clipped this a long time ago. So now that you're here, I forgot to play this, but this is from Bernie Mac. So I think I showed you this.
Oh, I remember this clip.
What are you guys doing?
Having a cereal tasting. It's like a wine tasting. Sweet with a hint of oat. Let's try one more.
Hey,
Well, this is Nick Weiser written all of it, right? Cereal tasting.
Yeah, guilty. Absolutely guilty.
Nick, every time I tune into your stream, you're chowing down on pizza or popcorn. You got a beer in it. How do you stay so freaking skinny? I
don't know.
I gain weight watching your stream.
You know what's funny, Steve? Nick's tapeworm is huge. As skinny as he is, his tapeworm weighs 200 pounds.
My shadow weighs 49 pounds.
So that's like that when the Three Stooges talk about their tapeworm. I don't know. Give me some burnt toast and a rotten egg. Wait, toast and a rotten egg? What do you want that for? I got a tapeworm, and that's good enough for him.
Good enough for him.
You know,
Here's another funny one with.
Whoa, look at all the puddings. I bet I could eat like 50 of them.
Yeah, right. Nobody can eat 50 puddings.
You want to bet?
Dude, I
could
miss
eat
that
50
show.
puddings.
I saw a guy eat 50 hard-boiled eggs one time. It was a movie.
It was
Cool
a
Hand
movie.
Cool Hand Luke. Yeah.
Cool Hand Luke. Yep, that's where that's from,
What we
right?
have here is a failure to communicate.
what we got here is a failure to communicate.
Well, thanks to Mark, now I got a hankering for ice cream. But the humans
Yeah,
around
Dad,
here
man,
ate
what's
my
your favorite
chocolate.
ice cream?
Well,
What's
the
your favorite
humans
ice
around here just apparently ate the last of my chocolate ice cream. But I think Zach said it best: the more chocolate, the better.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I took
Hi, Yang.
thank you, Peanut Gallery. But I like chocolate ice cream and threw a ton of Hershey chocolate syrup on top of it.
Nice. Well, I go to Restaurant Depot and you can actually buy industrial size Nutella or Reese's sauce for your ice cream. They have in Baskin Robbins. So
You guys are killing me. You're making me. You guys are making me
Look,
so
hey,
hungry.
Mark does that to me all the time. One night I
You
had
just
to
gave me an
literally-
idea.
I had to go hit a Waffle House one night because Mark had the bacon fiesta slides and pictures everywhere. 1 o'clock in the morning, I had to hit the Waffle House.
you hit the Waffle House. Yep. Well, this is what happens when you eat too much. So this is the
I
end.
can't look at another pudding. Let's throw the rest out.
You said you could eat 50. Quitter.
Okay.
Poor kid. Got to eat 50 puddings. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It doesn't end well, too. I don't think you want me to play that
Dude.
video.
I remember that episode. And R.I.P. to Bernie Mac. Seriously,
Oh,
that
great
show
guy.
was great, and what a guy! I miss that man.
America.
Oh,
Loved him. Yeah.
That
I
kid's
love
look.
ladies and
That kid's look. The look on his face was like when I drank something the other night when we were out of town recently. We went to this little candy type store, and they had all these bad drink flavors. Like one was called Martian Poop. It was made with flavor with Marion Berry, and I had drank a bacon soda the other night. Not baking soda, but bacon flavored soda. Oh boy, it felt like I thought I needed a bucket later that night.
I saw that photo on IG, Dad. Man, I laughed when I saw that. Your caption.
It was interesting to say the least. So,
well, I'll start to play this and I'll pause it before it gets really bad. But
What's wrong with you? Oh my, cover your mouth.
sorry. That's after the 50 puddings. But that we got to explain. The show was I can't remember the type. It was like he's going to like a Costco or something. Bernie Mac keeps going, and they're buying way too much food. They keep buying, and so he ends up like locking the food in a shed outside. But he's buying like everything in sight to save money, and then he's going and he's getting samples all the time. So the woman's like, "Didn't I just see you a few minutes ago?" He's like, "No." So he's just like he's going there every day to like eat samples of all the food.
How can Nick be so freaking trim?
Because those are low calorie dots.
Steve, he's young, man.
I tell you what, I would still love this to meet
He's
Nick
Scott
Weiser.
Young?
I'd love to meet Nick Weiser in Spartanburg, South Carolina, because there's a place there that serves what they call the pig's dinner.
I thought
when I say
amazing.
No,
I thought you were threatening him for a second.
No, because it would take him to help finish this thing. Take a single scoop, but give it the size of three or four of your scoop is a single scoop. But there's 13 scoops of ice cream of your choice, topped with whipped cream, nuts, cherries, whatever you want. And it's like, oh my gosh, we ate it all one time because we had my grandma walking with us.
Yeah,
but we just couldn't finish the mint chocolate chip. But, oh my gosh,
I love mint chocolate chip.
But at that point, we were so sick of ice cream. It was like it was no moss.
I have never been sick of ice cream.
Speaking of, dude, in my area, there's a really good French vanilla. This is not your normal French vanilla. This is like a god level French vanilla. This stuff is like, it's like you could live in it. Like you could get to know it, get to name it and everything. You'd like put a ring on it, all that good stuff. This French vanilla ice cream is on another level.
Wow.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm in way north. I'm like half far away from Wisconsin, actually. I'm not far from Tom Connors, actually. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
But tell him where you grew up, Nick. The famous
Berwyn. Yeah.
If you guys are fans of Svengoolie, that's the Berwyn that Nick is referring to. That is a real place.
Berwyn. Yep. That's what that people always thought that was like some joke who are not from Illinois. I'm like, nah, dude. I lived in Berwyn. I would know. Like, it was great. And like, if you remember that scene, I'm assuming you've seen Wayne's World. So
sure.
Do you remember that scene when they're rocking out to Queen and they pass by that stack of cars?
Of course, yeah, iconic.
I lived by that.
Really?
Yeah,
cool.
Because it was on a parking lot off of Harlem and I think Irving. I think it was Harlem and Irving.
Wow.
And it was in the park. There was a giant parking lot, and there was a Walgreens. There was a Jewel there at the time, and they actually knocked down that tower around 10 years ago. I was really bummed about it at the time, but yeah, back in the 90s, I used to always brag about how I lived by that thing, like because it's like I lived by something that was in Wayne's World, so why would I not brag about that as one of the greatest movies of all time?
That's pretty cool. Although I have to say, Stuart Mitchell brought up "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," one of the funniest movies of all time.
That might be a Toxic Tuesday one day.
Yeah.
I thought you said you was a soldier. I was, but I was never in combat. What are all these medals for? Well, this is for typing. This is for serving. This is darts champion.
And Nick, this is your kind of place in Jersey. Wow. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ice cream with cereal mixed in.
Dude.
That looks pretty good.
I love it.
By the way, speaking of Ninja Turtles, Nick helped me find the comics for my nephew. And Nick, when I was looking, I just called up my local store. Dude ran down to Plum Street and got them, so it was not a problem. But Nick, there's a really cool. I think I'm going to get it for him. They're doing like a hardbound edition once all of them are released. Once every issue is going to be released, dude, and it's really not that expensive. It's like $50.
Oh, that's it. Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'll be getting that as well.
It's beautiful, and you could send it in and get it signed. So I think I'm going to do that for him.
Nice, yeah.
And not tell them. Yeah, well, you could send it in, and they like could buy a box and everything.
Yeah,
And
Eastman
I'm not
is
going to
good
tell
about
him.
signing those things.
That's great.
Yeah,
But
Eastman's awesome about that stuff.
But the timing on of when it's going to be released and when I get it signed, I'll be able to hold on to it for about another 6 weeks and give it to him for his birthday. So,
Dude, works out. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that for when the collected edition goes. Yeah, the last Ronin #5 hits in February. So
yeah, I just got #4. Yep, or a couple months. Or when did that come out? Just recently.
September.
Okay.
#4 came out. So enjoy, my friend. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're enjoy.
You could hear more about comics this Tuesday when the Premier Comic Roundtable shows up again on Loki's channel with Clobber and Times. Yes, Eris of Chaos. That's Steven Seagal 24/7 and his blowing it up, and Loki, of course, hosting it on a very special holiday one this Tuesday,
nice.
7:00 Central.
So just before Toxic, before Toxic Tuesday, perfect.
Nice.
Good timing, yep.
Yeah, well timed. Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
That's gonna be awesome.
Hail Philbo Baggins. I love that.
Hi, Philbo. Yep, he's been in a lot of our chats. Yep, great to see Philbo. We're just showing off some cereal, and I got to show this one that we're not picking on Nick here, but we got some.
Go ahead,
awesome
go all the way with it.
Awesome cereal stuff.
I can take it. I can take it. Just
we thought you would
do your worst.
Check out these because we were talking
when we looked at these.
Yeah, these are all different crazy spoof cereals like Freedom Crunch. It was like Comic-Con, Spidey-O's.
I had that.
Go Green. Some of them are not safe for work, just to be warned.
No, I can tell the Homelander one's definitely not.
Yeah, there's some ones.
Ooh, Spidey-O sounds good.
Yeah, the Spidey-O's looks good. Yep. So I guess these are.
The Logan's Canadian lager. Oh, how appropriate!
There really was, or is a Ninja Turtle cereal though.
There was, yes, there was. There was there was a Spider-Man one based off the animated series in the 90s. I remember that one too. I used to get that one all the time. Once again, back to Berwyn. When I was in Berwyn, there was a local grocery store I used to go to called Berwyn Finer Food. That was the local grocery store in the area, and I'd get that Spider-Man cereal from there all the time. All the time. I miss it.
What?
Those
No crisp?
Fun stuff. Yep.
Bell peppers and beef.
There's some crazy ones. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's a nod to Cowboy Bebop, right?
Maybe
that's what they're always eating. And when they're poor, the bell peppers and beef doesn't have any bell peppers in it. I mean, it doesn't have any beef in it, so it's basically just bell pepper and onion.
Oh, wow.
Bell pepper and beef. Yep.
Randomly off subject, but this is right before I got on. I found Jim Steranko for some reason has a habit of only tweeting on Sundays. Yeah. Or I just happen to catch it on Sunday, one or the other.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm right. And he wrote tonight, he was talking about deadlines, and he wrote that kind of conflict was typical at the House of Ideas, which after a certain point became a standard ritual every time I brought in a book. My strategy was to deliver it in the late afternoon of the deadline to prevent those kinds of damn incessant changes from being made. Oh, I love when that man tweets. Seriously, that guy tweets gold. I swear. Oh, I remember when he probably is one of the few people on planet Earth that actually had a good story about one of the few guys who actually got the poke. He made it sound like how he was trying to hit on a girl about it. He's like, as I went to go get my my poke, he said, I saw the girls wearing an X-Men shirt. He's like, I created the logo for them. I was just like, oh my god. He's the only one who would take a story like that and make it great.
My favorite story about him is about the story about him slapping Bob Kane when he did.
Jim Steranko slapped Bob Kane.
At a con, sure did.
Why?
Because he pissed him off in an elevator. I think it might have been right by an elevator or something like that.
Did Kane? What did he do?
Oh, I'd have to
wait. Did you say Bob Kane or Gil Kane?
Bob. Kane.
Oh, okay. I don't
Piss
care.
him off. Now I would have to.
He doesn't care. Yeah, I don't care.
I'll dig up the story
Who
for you and
cares?
tell it.
Sorry.
It's been a long time since I've read the whole story, but yes, he's told it a few times.
That is some shit. I gotta look into that, Clobby.
I was typing something, and so I was half listening. I thought he said Gil Kane. I was like, "What the hell's wrong with that guy?" You know?
Yeah, we love Gil
Bob
Kane.
Kane.
Right?
Who
Yeah.
cares? Just slap Bob Kane once for me. Dig him up and slap him.
Hypothetically.
Give Bob Kane the Bill finger. That's what I say.
The Bill finger.
There it is. Like
Yeah.
I do. Jim Trinko slapped Bob Kane.
Wow.
Bob Kane.
So if anyone hasn't seen the documentary Batman and Me, we've talked about it a lot, but that was how Bill Finger didn't get any credit, and Bob Kane, obviously covered up all those years. It wasn't, it wasn't a slight that was accidental or historical. It was,
he's the Stan Lee
Finger,
of DC.
Finger did all the, probably even more work in terms of creating the characters and the art and everything else. And Bob Kane took all that glory for all those many years. And it wasn't until that documentary came out and his name finally got on everything going forward. We'll have Batman created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. And
Bob Kane created Birdman.
Yeah, the red.
You know what? You're right, because if you look at the 1989 Batman credits, it just says Batman created by Bob Kane.
Yep. So it wasn't until wasn't until Man of Steel, or which movie was it that had the first credits of with Bill Finger? It was much later.
Bull versus Shite.
Yeah, BVS. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a shame. It's like the Kirbys and
Ditko's,
Siegel and Schuster. I mean, so many people live their life. Yeah, Ditko. So many of these great creators live their lives in obscurity, while opportunists, it's like that's the same thing in animation. I mean, I have to be careful but a certain so-called mouse creator who didn't really create a mouse took credit for a lot of. I mean, even though he was in some ways a great driving force in animation, in many ways, I'm underselling him, but he did take credit for a lot of stuff. He took credit for his best friend's invention.
Yeah.
The multi-plane camera. So, and then in the bodybuilding world, there's a guy named Joe Weider, and Joe Weider took credit for everything. So it's a kind of a common, people who have the power or the influence, or who are the brother-in-law of the publisher, are able to take credit for things they had nothing to do with. As Clobby has pointed out, why is Stan Lee in the Captain America movie? Because Stan Lee was in high school when Captain America was created.
He was about 17 when he first went to work for Marvel, and he did write a little text piece in the back of issue number 3 of Captain America when he was kind of just a little boy hanging around doing odd jobs for Martin Goodman at Timeline Comics.
Mm-hmm.
And he was not really related, sort of related, but not really related to Martin Goodman. But they always called him his uncle. When he called him that, but he wasn't really his uncle. He was related to, like a cousin or something.
I thought he was related through marriage.
Something along those lines, but it wasn't really his uncle. People always said Martin Goodman was his uncle, but he was not.
Right, yeah. It was like I think it was his wife's uncle or something. I don't really know, but yeah, but there was definitely a connection there. There was some nepotism, at least from what I've read. And Stan did have some great contributions. The way that he spoke to the readers in his
the narration.
Yeah, and also
it was good. I did like it.
At the time, DC was saying, editor's note, see issue 15, page 4, and Stan was like, "Hey, true believer," and he did write some good dialogue, but at the same time, he took the credit and the money and left Jack Kirby hanging in the wind.
He did a lot worse than that, but yes, and of course his dialogue is pretty stilted, by the way. Kogi, look at Kogi.
Yeah, Kogi
Pun.
But
you have to give Stan Lee this. He has a hell of a work ethic. That cat's been dead for 2 years now, and he's still doing tweets and stuff. I mean, come on, who else does that?
And he's still creating.
There you go.
Hey, while again to kind of sort of change the subject, but not too much. Apparently, Henry Cavill or Cavill wants to play Captain Britain, which I think is perfect. What do you guys think about this? And has anybody heard anything from Marvel?
Honestly, this is my answer to that question. Stop making everything except for maybe Spider-Man movies, because honestly, I don't trust them to do anything anymore. And that's kind of, I know it's very negative, Steve, and I understand in a perfect world what you're saying, but really, I wish they just stop, and maybe it'll die off and die down and everything. It'll maybe some normalcy will seep back into the comic book industry. But honest to God, stop trying to make every movie with every comic book character. I'm really sick of it. And like I said, I know that's a real negative opinion to have, but it's kind of how I feel.
Well, I definitely see your point. You know, the Eternals. Who was clamoring for the Eternals?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Just
Nobody.
No,
Nobody.
No,
Of course, if they
okay.
had done the Kirby version, and did an homage to Kirby and used some of his story, maybe it would have worked instead of making the Eternals enemies, the bad guys in their own movie when you're actually not rooting for them at some points. Yeah. So it's why weren't they there stopping Thanos? When wiping out half the universe is they need living beings alive to birth Celestials. But what a hokey twisted idea that was.
Okay, I'm gonna lay out this take. I get the idea of where Pat S is coming from with the way the situation is in Hollywood, but in a perfect world, I wouldn't mind more characters with more movies. That's just me. I'm not one of those guys. Obviously, yes, the Eternals had no fan base going into their movie. I'm not necessarily bugged by that at all, as long as if you could deliver me a good movie that shows what the character is at their core roots and put a good story on it, I'm all in. Now, will that happen with Captain Britain? Ooh, I don't know. Like I said, in the perfect world, I actually like the idea of Captain Britain. I do. I would love to see it happen. So, but under this current environment is a whole other story. And I truly do believe, like, I don't know, Spider-Man No Way Home may be an outlier. I truly believe that. Now,
probably is.
It doesn't. Obviously, it does help that they're working with another studio, and that Warner studio, like, who a few years ago was the studio, is on the decline, but now they're trying to turn the ship around and try and actually make money. You got two studios at odds. One has an ideology they're trying to push. The other is just trying to make money. Whether it's succeed or not, it's obviously another story for another day, but they're at least trying. So we'll see. I mean, in hindsight, it does work out that Spider-Man is in this middle position, because if this was strictly a Marvel Studios flick, I don't think this would have turned out the way it all did. I really believe that.
I don't think they'd have let him, Nick. And look, there again, I don't want to be a naysayer, but let's be real honest here. This Spider-Man movie, the way it was done, and like I said, I respect it. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to see it. My nephews and brother loved it. My friends that I've talked to loved it. But boy, there's a lot of nostalgia there, right? There's really something for everybody. It's like going to a buffet. It's not going to a restaurant that just serves hamburgers or something. So you're going to get people who've seen Spider-Man movies 20 years ago, and they're going to get all excited about this. And there again, I dig it. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I wish they did more stuff like this. I think it's brilliant personally, but you're not going to be able to pull this off with every Spider-Man movie in the future either, right? Because you've done it. It's been done already. So
yeah. Well, here's what I think works with No Way Home, at least as far as my take. It doesn't work just on the nostalgia factor. I feel like this movie, I mean, never mind. We're not doing spoilers, so I can't say.
But it's a much better movie than the last Spider-Man.
I'll just put it in the private chat.
I respect that, guys. I really, especially since I haven't seen it yet. But I'm glad to hear it. I'm sure I will like it. But I just wish there was more respect. I wish people would think out the box a little bit too. Like, they have access to all these characters right now. Can you imagine if they said, let's take $5 or $10 million at DC, right? And let's take some of these lesser known IPs and let's make a movie or a mini series with 5 episodes or something. Could you imagine if they did that? you found a hungry director and a good writer, and you said, look, here's a bunch of background information about the Question. And he's a little-known DC character. He doesn't have superhero powers and stuff. Go make a low-budget movie with this, but make it good. Write a good story. Can you imagine what they would do with that if they did that with 10 lesser-known DC? They could. And you
the
really
Question, Green Arrow. Like
you really let them go. Yeah, it'd be brilliant. Did you guys ever see that screenplay that they had for Green Arrow, where he was going to be in the maximum security prison and escape?
Yep.
And they never made it because they ended up doing the TV show Arrow, which is like a weird kind of like amalgamate of what they wanted to do. But if they would do something like that and be honest with the source material, that would be phenomenal. But they can't get out of their own way because they have to be politically correct. They have to check off a bunch of boxes. And when you're too busy doing that, then it's kind of hard to be really creative now, isn't it?
Yeah. I just want to say, Zach's, they already did that. Actually, Betsy Braddock is now the Captain Britain in Excalibur. So they already did that. So it's Captain Britain is I don't know if I can't remember now. Last excuse me, issue I read if they're both Captain Britain, or I think he died in the comics, or you guys in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong or anyone remembers. But I know Betsy Braddock was returned to her original form because that was very problematic having her as Psylocke. So she had possessed someone and taken over the form of an Asian woman as Psylocke. So comics get very complicated. So yeah.
Another thing with the lesser known characters, the thing is, like, as much as I'm also for lesser known characters having their flick made in an ideal setting, the weirder issue of it all is the fact that there are so many other characters who are far better known who have yet to be adapted in any way, shape, or form. Like, obviously, and this is something I know me and Clobber have mentioned on panels before, Richard Rider. What the fuck?
Yep.
His name keeps coming up every couple of years, and they keep, talking about doing it, and then it gets dropped for some reason. But if they're going to do it, they need to do it the right. I think the original Richard Rider, the original.
It's the only one.
Nova, yeah.
The only one that matters. Yeah, Club B, you do it. The only one that matters.
You just got that Nova figure, right, Club? Yep.
Yeah, got it. I love it.
Nick, I think back though. I don't know if you ever watched the show Justice League Unlimited.
Oh,
but I remember getting so excited when they'd have a character that I either didn't know a lot about, or like, and then they do Club. You know what I'm talking about? Like that episode where it was like the C Team or something, they called it that, and it
basically,
was like. Yeah.
Yes. All the big guns were off doing things, and there was this. Was it Mr. Terrific? Had to scrape together as many, nothing Justice Leaguers at the time to go do a parade in Metropolis because Superman was saving a star system out in space, and everybody was running all over the place doing stuff. So it was. It turned out to be Shining Knight, Vigilante, Green Arrow, Stargirl, and Stripesy. Basically, what it was later, they put Crimson Avenger and Speedy showed up. It was an homage to the old Seven Soldiers of Victory, and they basically fought that guy who used the super soldier serum that turned him into a Hulk type monster. That was a great episode.
It really was, and I was like, when you see stuff like that, you're like, wow, man, if I could have more stuff like that, that's just because it was just awesome. It was an awesome show, awesome episode.
Yeah,
there's some great animated shows.
This guy was like Hulk level power threat, and they had like nobody with any cut. I mean, he wanted to fight. He was looking for Superman. He wanted to fight in a General Eiling, and that was just because the story was so good. They all stood up to him, even though none of them had a chance against him. It was a great one.
Clubby, was that before in the comics? Did that come before or after Red Hulk? Because they seem like the exact same.
Red Hulk had been around a while.
Okay, so it's a ripoff of Red Hulk, basically.
It was sort of like that, yes, because Eiling was kind of like Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get Red Hulk in the MCU. Eventually, maybe we will, but we'll see. There's going to be a She-Hulk TV series, right? So that could be.
They're going to make her super awesome and destructive, like the Hulk.
And and we can't give any spoilers, but there were some openings in this new Spider-Man movie for future characters too, shall we say? So that's not a general, which is they opened up the universe a little bit, which could be really cool. We'll see what direction they take. But
other than Girl Thor and the new Doctor Strange movie, do we know what really is confirmed and what really is coming?
Yes, there's a lot coming. There's Ant-Man's filming right now. Guardians is coming as well. Black Panther 2 is coming as well. That's more than halfway done filming. Those are all have release dates set and everything.
Good.
So yeah, because didn't Black Panther? We got to be careful what you say. But didn't the actress for sure not want to get certain treatments? And
I don't
work
know
around that, or
I don't know if they've worked around it. I don't know if she caved
or she was replaced, or.
Well, it seems like she's still involved in the movie. That I do know. Yeah. She's still involved in the movie.
Is it pretty safe to say this is the last Guardians, at least this incarnation of the Guardians, this third movie?
Too early to tell, to be fair. And
they make $1 billion.
Concerned. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little concerned about it. I mean, I saw the little boy they have playing Adam Warlock, and I'm meant to say the little boy. I'm meant to emphasize those words. Especially like I've been on this reading binge of Adam Warlock lately, and it's just like I see that kid and I'm like, you're gonna have to go leaps and bounds to convince me that you're believable as Adam Warlock. Leaps and bounds.
And Hale, I don't share my data. That's one of my good buddies. I won't out him, but he's a comic book guy too.
Nice.
Yep, there is going to be a She-Hulk.
That's a show.
She-Hulk show coming out
looks terrible.
Next year, maybe, or
yes, that Miss Marvel and Moon Knight are all coming next year.
Yep, it's the Miss Marvel Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, not the. 70s.
Oh, that's another movie that's come out. The Marvels. I guess
Marvels.
While we're on the subject. I can't wait to not see that, but
but that's the girl that can kind of stretch like Mr. Fantastic as Ms. Marvel.
It's really like weird, like that the idea that they did the discount Reed Richards part. I'm like, what girl wants to have bigger hands? Even the craziest, most psycho of them don't want to have bigger hands. That's like the one thing sane ones agree on, and insane ones agree on too. They don't want to have bigger hands. And then she goes on to her whole embiggen thing, and it's weird.
She's got weird powers.
Yeah, really weird powers. And at the end of the day, she's better than Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. But once again, no matter how much you try to polish a turd, you guys know the rest of the saying.
Well, I collected a bunch of collected a bunch of her early, the early comics just to see what the heck was going on, and I guess her powers ended up killing her slowly. They probably retconned that. But
are you talking about the original before All New, All Different?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I have like the first 6 to 10 issues of her.
Yeah, I remember when they came out because what I remember at my comic shop where it was like one of those books where it was advertised as a super social justice book, but when you actually read it, it was more of just like I guess you could say like a slice of life storyline of a kid who's a big fan of superheroes, which is totally, obviously, as unoriginal as it's not the worst concept at all, and you'll really see it play out social justice at all. But then All New, All Different happened, and then they were all in on it for that relaunch for the second volume. Because I remember the Miss Marvel for its time. I had to emphasize the words for its time. It sold numbers where it held on to a fan base. I wasn't that reader, but they did have a consistent number of people buying it on the singles market monthly, and she was selling better than Carol Danvers was. She actually was. So she did have an audience there. Wasn't me, but someone was getting it. But then All New, All Different happened. And that audience that they held on to was gone after the first issue of the All New, All Different.
Yeah, because it wasn't, it would be like if you were a kid and you got superpowers and you idolize someone, that's
kind of
a fun.
It's
kind
fun.
of a fun concept, yeah.
Yeah, it's unoriginal, but it's an idea. Their heart's in the right place with the idea. So, and it was one of those rare times where the bait and switch was for the better, because once again, it was super promoted as this social justice book, but you don't really see it in there like at all. But then all of a sudden the second volume happens for the relaunch, and then it becomes like if they had done that marketing for the second volume, it would have made more sense, because it's really just a normal superhero teenager comic book comic. That's really all it is. It doesn't suck. It's not bad. It's not my art style either. But I could see like if some teenager at my age at the time picked up and maybe enjoy it, I can see why. Once again, she's tolerable, but now she's intolerable.
Yeah, it's like who wouldn't want to be like Spider-Man Jr., I guess, or
like
Superman Jr., Superboy or whatever, whatever. So that's
who wouldn't want to fight alongside those guys at the Statue
that's why
of
they had
Liberty.
all those. That's why they had all those sidekicks. But if you don't write the character well, then it just becomes just a cheap imitation of the original character that doesn't if they don't have any good stories. And so you can see that like Spider-Man, Clobbering Times Number before on his channel talking about the review, everyone was saying, well, how did Eternals failed because of the vid? But I mean, Spider-Man obviously has a leg up. You're gonna have huge audience numbers in the beginning, but a lot of this now is word of mouth, people saying how much they love the movie. So you would have seen Saturday
things.
Yeah, but you would have seen Saturday and Sunday tank relative. I mean, you still would have had probably big numbers, but Eternals went way down real fast. And but this movie, pent up demand, Spider-Man, a whole bunch of factors. But I think a lot of the success is obviously the word of mouth and all this great press and reviews and people saying, hey, go see it. Like Steve Mitchum, you're going to go see it now, probably, right? So,
Dad man needs to bow out before we continue our conversation.
Oh, okay. Yep. Thank you. Yep.
All right. I want to say good night to everybody. Thank you. It's a blast.
Take
as
care,
always.
Dad man. Yep. Have a great week.
Good night, Dad man. Merry Christmas when we don't see you, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas to you too. I'll see y'all around. Bye, guys.
Good night.
I think we're gonna we'll it's a good time to say good night to everyone too. I think because I got to get to work tomorrow, and we got lots of streams coming up. I got to watch Die Hard like 3 or 4 times within the next couple of days, so I know it really inside and out. Yep.
Nick's inspired me. I've gone back and watched them all, and I got to tell you, I actually like them more now than I got older. And then I was all depressed, Nick, after I watched them. So I watched 48 Hours and another 48 Hours, which was phenomenal. And guys, another 48 Hours, not as good as the first one, but still a solid movie. Couldn't make it today, of course. Very enjoyable. Nick Nolte, I got to tell you, before he went crazy, great actor, man.
Yeah,
he was really phenomenal in that.
Yep.
There you go. I don't share my data. Yep. And all I got was this lousy T-shirt. I stole that from Clobby, but he doesn't mind. I'm sure it's for a good cause. Hey, hail, Phantom Outsider! Great to see you. But
too funny.
I still haven't seen that movie. I probably never will.
Don't.
I'm actually. I was going to say I'm at a point in my life now where I can really walk away, and I didn't see the last 2 Star Wars. I didn't think I'd ever say that. I didn't see Solo.
Rise of Skywalker.
Dude, I can't. All the things that I haven't seen that I don't plan to see after the first 3 prequels, I didn't see Rise of Skywalker. I can't even name them.
Last Dead Guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens and needs 5 more minutes of sleep.
Not one scene of Picard have I ever seen. My buddy called me up and he was like, he's like, Pat, I'm begging you, don't watch it. It's going to ruin such and such for you. And he just went on, and he never does that. He's not that kind of guy. And I said, you know
Picard,
what?
No Discovery. Nope. Yeah.
If we need to know any of that stuff, we're going to have to ask Mark D with a C. Mark, what was that like? And he can tell us. Because Mark has to see everything. So he can.
Okay, we got a jag off in the chat.
Yeah.
I want to pop.
I think Eric got a
poo Maximus, whatever he is there. Yeah, go away.
Jeez, Pete. Every Sunday.
Thank Odin.
Yeah, I think Eric got
in the algorithm.
Eric is the man. He is smashing his French.
Yes, eating ice cream.
There's another one.
I don't even see it.
Oh, it's on Twitch. On Twitch, yep.
Oh, you're on Twitch?
How do I block them? Yep.
Oh, I can see it through here for our side of it. Let's see.
Marcus special needs. He says, "How much did you do?" Pulp Scapus Maximus. Okay.
I am reporting this because no, he didn't say that. You piece of crap. Who is this? The Amber Blaze or whatever. Amir Blaze or whatever.
Some douchetarian.
Yep.
That's all it is. Just some douchetarian. He's just the guy behind the camera.
Eric can't do it. He's not on Twitch. So
so he's on Twitch. Yep. So
you take care of business,
Mark. You know what?
All right, guys.
No, it's okay. This is funny. It's just funny seeing these guys on Twitch. Pulp Escapist Maximus.
I didn't know you were on. Why are you on Twitch?
Now you guys make me want to have Twitch.
Well, because I do a lot of gaming stuff too. So
show your face. Show your face. Mark belongs in a jumpsuit. Wow.
So you can't see this on YouTube though.
No, you can't see it on YouTube.
We can see it, but okay, well, good. Little scumbags.
Next finger is you. I know that's your fantasy, Amber Blaze, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. I know that's what you want, but you're going to have to go find your collection at home.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yep.
I'm glad that he's flattered by the thought of that. I'm glad he imagined that. That's flattering, but I'm not what you want. I didn't know we stumbled across a virgin convention. I am I'm an absolute virgin. Absolute virgin, dude. I am
I hope your
virgin.
I hope your kids don't find out, Nick. That would be terrible for them.
Well, as long as Twitch is full of even worse morons than YouTube is what you're saying. Basically.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. Like they make the YouTube morons look sane, which is saying a lot because we've seen some moronic levels of monstrosity.
Oh, that's Eric is over there now. He can take care of this.
Eric knows Twitch. Eric will get him. Yep, thank you, Eric. Yep.
The Amber Blaze. Nick just kidnapped and pass off. Yes, yeah. How do you know me so well? How do you know me so well? What do you know about me?
Well, let's not give him any more. Let's talk about him anymore. Just ignore him.
It's a bunch of guys from Nick's high school. They found him. Dude, you know what? The worst thing that ever happened to me were people starting to give me wrenches. I used to secretly love trolls, even like on shows that I liked, like the people, and I was enjoying it. Because they'd come in and they'd do stupid things and say silly things. And I'd laugh and laugh. But now that I had the wrench, I feel like I'm kind of responsible now. So I'm trying to get rid of people. And of course, it's usually with Polly, right? And Eric K will be like, get out the way, Pat S. Let me do this. So I just go back to saying hi to everybody. Hi, Mark.
Yeah.
I just modded Eric K over on Twitch. So thank you, Eric K. Yep.
Yes, everybody go out and mod Eric K on your channel tonight.
Right.
Appreciate it, Eric. Thank you. Yep.
Eric is the mod king.
I don't even want to be a wrench anymore because I just feel like I'm a disappointment next to Eric.
Well, we all are next to Eric. I wrench for Polly, but other than that, I don't know how to do all that either.
Clobby's got the sweetest wrenching job on Latino Latin too. He comes in and he hits like he does the merch, says hi to some people. It's like, how you hire famous people to work your casino? That's kind of like Clobby.
Right.
You get Clobby comes
in there.
Wow. It was like, yay, Clobby's here. And Clobby starts swaying some merch out there, starts, telling people where to follow Polly on Twitter. It's
I always put the links in there. I know everyone else handle all the, because usually, what's it? Taster gets all any of the troublemakers or whatever.
Well, Mexican Iron Man says that's exactly how we're supposed to do it, Clobby. He says that's what you should be doing. He told me I should be saying hi and letting Eric K handle like anybody that comes in and does weird stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. He says it's these wrenches tripping all over themselves is what makes the chat not fun. But he says we do a good job on Paul's chat. So I would say keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Perfect.
It seems to be working, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, Mark, thanks for having us, buddy.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, so on that note, I appreciate Eric and people have to God, if that's how they get excitement, it's pretty funny. But,
yeah. Thanks, Eric.
unless they're just bots, but it's nuts. So, but Merry Christmas. Have a great New Year, and even all you crazies out there. Yep, have fun. But no, I really appreciate you guys being here tonight, hanging out. Hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see if we do a Sunday show next week. It probably not. I'm thinking because it's Christmas weekend. But if I don't see everyone, have a great Merry Christmas. I know I'll see Nick and the guys tomorrow on Toxic Tuesday. So everyone be there for
all right, everybody,
for that awesome movie, Die Hard. Which is the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
Huge.
It's going to be huge. Yep.
Now I have a machine gun.
Ho,
ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Nicholas, if I don't talk to you, bro, have a Merry Christmas, buddy, and everyone. Pat, same to you, bro. And
That's
Steve,
you, my friend.
Hopefully,
I'm sure you will. Clavy, I missed Saturday. Are you guys doing next Saturday, or what's the story?
No, the next 2 Saturdays. We're not doing Saturday Night Star Trek because she has Raquel has family stuff to do, but I'll be home. I'll probably do some kind of stream Saturday, both Saturdays.
Anti-derivative Jill is here.
Hey, Jill.
Oh, hey, Jill.
Hey, Jill. How's it going?
We love anti-derivative Jill.
Yes, we do.
She's awesome.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you're taking Saturdays off, dude. I think for some of the people traveling, they would really miss out. So I think that's good that you're picking it up. And hey, guys, listen, and I mean this with all sincerity. If you're at home and you don't have anybody, or you're just taking a break from family, like I will be Saturday night, different people will be doing different chats. I will, not to plug myself, but I was going to say, if you follow me, I'll be tweeting out. I know Mexican Iron Man's going to be doing something with Paulie while they're in LA. They're going to try to get together with Robert Meyer Burnett. I know Loki's doing something during the day. I'm sure Doomcock's doing something. Doomcock does something every holiday. So you don't have to be alone. And if you miss your friends here, there'll be some places. So just, I'm at Lightning Shrimp. You could follow me. And if not, just ask Mark or somebody on here. They could, Nick knows where I am. Nick and Mark and Clobby all follow me. So just, if you guys see that, if you wouldn't mind just retweeting that ad for me, who's doing live shows.
Good, yep.
And I'll get it together over the next few days and I'll tell y'all who's doing what on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's. All right.
Yeah, but
that's our service to our fellowship and our friends. So.
And then Nick, you have a couple of quick what's coming up. I know we already mentioned Tuesday night.
Yes, but Toxic Tuesday, Die Hard. It's gonna be great. We got Tom Connors as usual, Comics Division, Corey Black Garrett. It's a mega gajillion of guests, and it's gonna be freaking massive and the best. Also, I got a few videos coming out this week too, so keep your eyes and ears out for those. You all have a great Christmas. I'll see you all soon. Oh, and tomorrow night I yell at Park Cars in the Comics Division.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see you guys all soon, and thank you guys for supporting the Sunday Night Geekery. Mark USC appreciates it. 70s, you are on as well. Don't you worry, my friend. You are on that panel of toxic males. It's been great, but you guys all have a good night. I'll see brother. You all soon.
Thank you,
Thank you.
And Clobber and Santa.
Yeah, buddy. Tomorrow night, the Stu Loki will join me for Christmas with the Superheroes. Our monthly review of animated superheroes will be all about Christmas. So we'll review some Christmas cartoons. Christmas with the Joker, Batman animated series, of course, Justice League episode Comfort and Joy, Batman Brave and the Bold episode Invasion of the Secret Santas, and even the Justice League action episode Party Animal. And maybe look at some Christmas comics. So that'll be with Great Stone Loki tomorrow night on Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. The Loki's Roundtable reunion will be Tuesday night around 7 p.m. Central.
Nice.
Christmas reunion there. And then after that, I'll do some other stuff. Wednesday or Thursday, we'll have the Global Geek Gang get together. I'm just not sure exactly when, which one yet, because I got to get that sorted out, but I'll have that news as soon as I know it. And hey there, Jill, is Doomcock already off? Did he stop early tonight or something? Oh, I thought he was still running.
But Doomcock usually goes for like 8 hours. So
yeah, but no, he's not on. It looks like he went off early. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I think he did. So anyway, because Jill mods for him. Well, anyway, hail Doomcock and Merry Christmas to you all. If I don't, we'll all talk before Christmas. But just saying. He went off early. Right. Gotcha.
And then Steve Mitchum, I know, was doing the daddy duty, and he'll be on if we're on Sunday night. He's always in the Star Trek chat too, and on Clobby's chats all the time too. So thank you for being here, Steve, and Merry Christmas to you and Maddie.
Thank you. I am usually you can usually find me watching Nick's channel, although I don't get notifications on any of my subscriptions.
Yeah.
But you can usually see me there as Steve Mitchum, not as Maddie's daddy. So, because I enjoy your channel actually quite a bit, Nick. I think you have one of the better ones. So as does Mark, and of course Clobby. Clobby goes without saying, but hell, I've known Clobby since the actual Bronze Age, as I keep saying.
Yes, it was the Bronze Age.
So, Mark, thank you for having me. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be here, and especially amongst these gentlemen, Pat and Clobby and the great 32. So,
yes,
thank you. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Although I'll probably be lurking around your various channels this week.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
And Maddie sends tiny baby hugs.
Steve, this will be good practice for you because you'll be staying up the next 12 years wrapping presents at between 1 in the morning and 3 in the morning, and then waking up 2 hours later to watch them open it.
Don't tell her this, Pat, but I don't even have to buy her anything. People are like the apartment complex where I'm living, and I might make an offer on a house tomorrow. I'm not sure, but the apartment complex. Thank you. The agent gave her a present. The babysitter. The babysitter bought her a present. I don't have to buy my own daughter presents because everybody else was doing it. So, except clobbering times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding, Clobby.
They're a bunch of comics.
I never give anybody presents. Huh? Bah humbug.
Well, your presence is missed. So, Maddie gives you hugs, but remember her hands are only this big. So.
Tiny hands, tiny. But well-meaning. Yep.
Yes.
So I want to thank everyone again that was here. Always appreciate people joining us and coming to hang out. So of course we had the great Eric K. Thank you for popping over to Twitch to help me out there, and of course now I made Eric K. the mod there. Although we don't have too many chats normally going there, but I do a lot of the Fortnite streams there. So. But appreciate that. And Merry Christmas to Courtney. Who else do we have here? Punk Waddle is here tonight. We've got, I'm going through the chats as my memory is bad. Chris, X14N. I don't share my data, my buddy. So Merry Christmas to my good buddy there.
Phantom Outsider.
Phantom Outsider was here. And of course, Andrew River Jill just got here. Dadman, thank you for being on the panel now. And he's off early. Tim's talk was here, and I just always appreciate. It's always fun to have all these people here. I said Captain Jane Steve Skywalker. Yeah. I always hate missing someone. It's like especially on Saturday Night Star Trek when we got so many people there, and then you miss someone. But
don't miss Stuart
Mitchell
because he's a very loyal
braces.
member of the.
Thank you. Yep, and Zax. If I didn't mention Zax. And I think I mentioned Punk Waddle.
You, Courtney?
And Courtney, yep. Thank you, Courtney. Yep. Thank you for hanging out with us. I think she'd run off a little bit earlier, but, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to Courtney. And, I just appreciate all you guys
Sherry?
hanging out. And Sherry, oh, yeah, the lovely Sherry, yep. Yeah. Thank you. See how bad my memory's getting?
Apollo is a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, Apollo, happy birthday and Merry Christmas.
Happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday. Yep. Kogi Pan was here. Philbo Baggins, I gotta and of course that 70s rock fan is here too. Mm-hmm. So we don't forget the great guy that he is. So and thank you, RK, for reminding me of the lovely Sherry. Yep. So and Kogi, yep, we got you. Yep. So eventually, when you get all these comic books in your brain, things get scrambled, right? You can only remember so many things. So Spidey says, "Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope everyone gets a lot of presents." But really, in the end, it's not. I always say at my Christmas get together, we do Christmas Eve with the Italian Christmas. It's always, you get these material things, and it sounds hypocritical for me. I love my Migos and things like that. But it's always the memories. I always remember, hanging out with my cousins who were like older brothers to me, and wait all day for them to come down on, Christmas Eve, because I got to hang out with those guys that were like, 5, 6 years older. But when you're, 8 years old or, 10 years old, those guys are like, gods to you. So it's a lot of fun. And, those are the memories you remember, like hanging out with family and those good times, I think, versus, all these gifts and, which, in the end, yeah, they're fun, but that's not what's really great about the holiday. Or actually, I remember giving those gifts or staying up with the kids, putting together Thomas the Tank Engine tracks for hours so the boys and my daughter could play with them. God, Santa did a lot of work that night. So those are some of the most. I had to like nail the thing together eventually because it kept falling apart, even though that wasn't in the instructions. But those are the fun things you remember. It's so just or if you can do something, donate some money to all the people that were in that tornado down in Kentucky and those other states, or help someone out, or do a good deed, or try to help someone in some way. That's probably the best thing you can do during the holiday season. So that's my good-natured rant for the evening. And
no,
the
wisdom,
New Year.
words of wisdom, definitely.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Like my dad said, Mark, when I got a little bit older and I was in my teens and I was starting to get depressed that Christmas wasn't going to be like it was when I was a kid, he looked at me very seriously and said, "You'll learn as you get older. Christmas isn't about the gifts. It's about the food, son." And he really meant it, because that's how my dad was. He was a sardonic jerk sometimes, but God, I miss him. So make sure you spend some time with your family. At least call them up, because you don't know if they're going to be there next Christmas, guys. It just happens. I miss you, Dad, but I like having you guys around, and my family that's still here is great. And Mark's 100% right. So
hey, if I could just very quickly tell, I'll make it very brief. Two quick stories. The only time I've ever used my Chinese for anything useful other than impressing the waiters is I was at the airport when my mother died, and there was a woman from China, and I saw her red passport, and I said, "你是中国人不是?" which is, "You're Chinese, aren't you?" And she said, I'll say it next. She said, "Oh my God, you speak Chinese. I don't know where I'm going. I don't speak any English." And so I was able to take this lady to her gate and went to the ticket agency. And I would tell you, I think it made me feel better than it made her feel, because I got to do something good for somebody. And it could even be something as little as when my ex-wife and I were going somewhere, and we had like a 20-minute layover or 30-minute layover somewhere. And I said, "Honey, I'm going to go get us some coffee." And the stewardess jokingly said, "I'll take a latte." So I brought back a coffee for myself, one for my wife, and then 3 for the stewardesses. And never, the flight attendants, you never saw. So they were so happy. So if you have a chance, even if it's something small, you will get more out of it than they will, because you feel so good that you actually got to do something for somebody, which I never do. I'm pretty much a selfish, self-centered piece of junk.
That was nice, Steve, because it wasn't just a latte; it was an airport latte. That had to cost you like $25, Steve.
It was a Starbucks airport latte.
Oh, that had to be like $90 then.
Yeah.
In the Vegas airport.
Oh, make that $150.
We should play the slots first to afford it, and if you won, then you could.
It was worth it. It was worth it for the pillow and the free champagne.
Yeah,
I'm sure
they must have treated you well.
If you get a chance to do something like that, even if it's really small, especially around the holidays, for somebody, especially like a flight attendant, because all they ever get is the complaints.
Yeah.
So even if you have a chance to do something small like for somebody, I guarantee it will make your day. You will feel so good. And I finally got to use my Chinese for something other than talking to the waiters.
That's a good story. Yep. Good
so,
story.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the Doomcock raid. Hail to Canadian Spider-Man.
Hey, Canadian Spider-Man.
These are the Steves I know. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that.
But we're just signing. We're just signing off for the night. And Courtney was asking if Maddie's Daddy has a channel. Thor does not have a channel.
I may one day, but all you guys took. I'd be competing against one of you guys. Or I could go before Mark maybe on a Sunday or something, but. Because there's a lot of talk about animation that I would like to do, and there's some interviews. Clobby knows I've been trying to interview one of the Captain Marvels from the TV show for forever. So maybe I'll do one of these days. I don't know.
Do it.
Eric Cabe did the same thing. He brought
nice.
At the bank. It doesn't surprise me. He's a great guy, so we did that. Yep. So this has been a great hangout. Yep. Merry Christmas, Philbo says. Yep. So we could all sing the Steve song. Yep. So Canadian Spider-Man swinging from.
I don't think Nick knows the Steve song. I don't think Nick Weiser knows. So Canadian Spider-Man is a Steve. I'm obviously a Steve. And there's a couple more. When there's 3 or more Steves, boy, that sounds like something. Raquel will sing a song that apparently only Canadians know that goes. These are the Steves I know. These are the Steves I know. Of course, she sings it well, but So it's a running gag on Star Trek Saturday nights.
Yep. So it's an awesome, awesome time we have on Saturday Night Star Trek, and thank you, Clobber Times, for helping bring us all together.
Thanks for being there.
So
thanks, Clobby.
All right, let's get the heck out of here. It's been a great night. Merry Christmas again,
everyone.
Hi, y'all.
Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy
Hanukkah,
holidays.
Happy New Year. Happy every holiday.
From Sunday Night Geekery.
Happy Festivus.
Yep. Be good, everyone. Take care. And if I can find this, well, actually, I got to do 2 things. We got to do the. I always do this when we leave. Yep.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas. Half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.